musicians learning to march to their own beat. We're the NFHS, the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and activities in America, helping today's teenagers develop the skills they need to become tomorrow's leaders. And we see it happening in communities across Wisconsin every single day. Learn more about the NFHS commitment to youth at nfhs.org. This message presented by the NFHS, the National Federation of State High School Associations.
We are Fox Sports.
I'm Doug Russell. Freddie, we love you, but we still have to beat you.
And he sends that one in the air, left center field. Got some carry, and there is number one. Cooper Pratt is on the board. His first big league homer.
Ryan Anderson on the call on Brewers TV. Of course, Cooper Pratt got the gag silent treatment in the dugout when he returned from rounding the bases.
I was so amped up. I didn't care. I mean, it was cool. I was just so happy to get it out of the way. But yeah, it was cool.
A nice gesture by the fan who caught Cooper Pratt's first career home run ball. He tossed it down to the guys in the bullpen so Pratt could have the keepsake. Andrew Vaughn and Joey Ortiz also went deep. They run Freddy Peralta out of there in the sixth after he gave up 7 earned runs. The final score 8-3. Same two teams again tonight. Football news, the Packers signed Devonte Wyatt to a reported 3-year, $57 million extension. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to out to. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after him and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmidt.
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
And Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
We're on the air victoriously for the Milwaukee Brewers on a beautiful club. Goes up in a 5 o'clock club Tuesday. I'm Bill Schmidt. Over there is Armen Sarian. Drew Olson out this week here on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. But that is okay for all of our early risers. As Drew likes to call them, insomniacs, folks waiting outside the health club. I didn't see anybody outside the YMCA. Admittedly so. Didn't drive by the YMCA. So if you're over there, get your freak on. Go and have yourself a beautiful morning because it's the best way to start what is a nice, glorious Tuesday in the good land, as our friend Doug Russell started with. As you may have heard, if you joined us early on YouTube, X, Facebook, all of the different streamers, the most important one, still that free iHeartRadio app where you can join the show every single day, or on 1070 AM in Madison, 920 AM in Milwaukee. Armen, when our friend Doug Russell said, Freddie, we love you, but we got to beat you, I thought it was one of my favorite things that I've heard in an update because we love Freddy Peralta. I did a joking from my couch last night, boo, as he ran out onto the field, laughed as I said it because you couldn't. He was the greatest bargain that the Milwaukee Brewers found. And then last night, went on a rollback sale and ended up 5 and dive wasn't enough. Luckily, they could have kept him in there for 7 innings and we would have been fine with it as the Brewers tag their old friend Freddy Peralta in a dominating 8-3 dub over the Mets last night.
Well, never have I've been so happy to see us get see Fred Peralta. Fred Peralta gave up some runs, but Freddie did. Now, it was a classic situation for Freddie that he's been struggling with this year, which is he has not been able to get out of trouble with the curveball, it seems like. So the breaking ball is what we were jumping on. It was good to see him back, good to see him smiling, and it's good to see us get runs off him, frankly, and win the game because that was most important. So there's a lot to talk about today, Billy. That's one of them, and we'll get into that. Homecomings, seeing, Hank Aaron was honored last night with the 755th, and that wonderful interview with was Billy Aaron, right?
Mm-hmm.
His wife, and we'll talk about that a bit. I know Dougie had a nice tweet about that, but to see Freddie last night, and then we're just watching the Caleb Durbin highlight in Boston, and it made me realize a couple things we'll get to. It's a buy or sell Tuesday, but there's a lot going on today, and we'll get to a lot of it. Can I say one thing really quick before I forget?
I'd love you to.
One thing really
and
quick.
Also, don't apologize for saying something really quick, because it will be out of your mind, and then we'll lose that greatness. We got 3 hours, and everybody on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line at 877-794-1973. Armen, don't rob us of losing that one.
No,
all right.
I
As you get up there in
that.
age, I don't want you to lose the things that come into your mind just because you're going to push it off for the 7 o'clock hour. You let that gold out quick.
No, I appreciate that, because we might lose it. That's how we do it. So I appreciate you empowering me on that. I gotta tell you, one thing I gotta stop doing before these shows during this week. It's Make-A-Wish week. It's Make-A-Wish week on ESPN. It's that week where they do the wishes with Make-A-Wish and the kids and the sports wishes, and they do specials on them. I gotta stop watching that before the show, man. I get it messes
Who do we
me up.
have today?
It was a young man playing golf with Scotty Scheffler, and you don't even need to watch with sound sometimes to really still get the feels of it. And all the change, those have been with us understand we've dealt with change over the last year. And this is not about that. But the point I'm trying to make is the great thing about Make-A-Wish, and it gives you perspective. One of my favorite things is about a couple things. It gives you perspective on what really matters. And the second thing was, through all the changes, that we were able to still do what always is my favorite 2 days of the year on this station, is our Wish Week with Make-A-Wish Wisconsin and Forest. And it's still just the greatest thing we can possibly do. It's the greatest organization. And I'm always thankful for them and all they can do for these kids. And this week, they do the Make-A-Wish specials on ESPN, and that messes me up. I gotta stop watching this before the show, man.
They do such an incredible job of being able to encapsulate the emotion of the moment, while also, I think, highlighting and hearing guys that have been lucky enough to be requested, right? Because that's a remarkable honor. However, I also think it's a heck of a ask is the wrong way of putting it. I've John Cena, who's actually granted more Make-A-Wishes than anybody, has said it a couple of different times. Somebody asked him about how were you able to compartmentalize what that situation was, right? Because there's a lot of guys that go in there trying to do everything and be everything, and you're thinking so much, and then you're just not who that child is thinking of, who is the hero that they always see. That's a lot to live up to. Scotty Scheffler is one of the coolest dudes in the world, so I can't wait to actually watch that one. The Asia Wilson special yesterday was good. Phenomenal as well.
That was the first one I saw yesterday. That one, they teased the Seth Rollins one coming up, so just awesome. And I think I know what you mean. It's not that it's a burden, because I think so many of these athletes love doing it, but it can be heavy when you want to make sure it's everything it's supposed to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, especially for some of these guys as they get up there in years and they get older, that they also go through the same changes that you and I have gone through over the last 4 or 5 years, where you start having kids, you start having families,
totally.
You start personalizing every situation, and in that moment, again, it is one of the most powerful things that you can do for a family to uplift them in that moment. And that's really, really cool. I can't wait to be able to see it. And you're right, though. That is something that if you see it early on in the morning, that's going to set a mood and where you're at, especially when we turn the microphones on 3.5 minutes later. And my man Armen Zarian's got the tissue in his hand, still trying to figure it out.
It's just like, I need some more minutes to collect myself after some more, but it's okay. It's good.
I thought you spilled coffee in there when I saw that tissue in the hand. Okay.
I got extras back here.
It's never a bad thing to get in touch with the emotion early on in the morning.
Oh, it's always a good thing. We're a little more vulnerable in the 5 o'clock hour, which we love. And so
that's true. It is.
So it's the 5 o'clock clubbers.
Baby.
That's why that's why the listeners love to come to the club at 5, because it's a little more, you're a little more vulnerable.
It's truly personal.
It's truly personal, exactly. And Billy, that's why you're always prepared. You can never have enough tissues.
Boy, Gilbert,
it's lessons you learn
on the YouTube
Gilbert,
page. Someone cutting onions in here. Yeah, it does it early, man,
Fun.
And it is a beautiful thing. Forrest and the folks at Make-A-Wish do such an exceptional job being able to allow us the opportunity. That is a true privilege to be able to talk to those families and then see the young people grow up. Like our friend Sarah, who comes in here every single year,
dude, it's amazing,
and continues to grow and continues to become a real, just dynamic personality, a sweet young girl, and then continues to grow. Our friend Logan.
Logan's awesome. Yeah.
I see Logan every once in a while. We used to always see him at Target. Now my man continues to level up.
Yeah.
He just celebrated college graduation.
All right, Logan,
that's
congrats.
amazing how you are able to be and see these young children live and grow and then become thriving adults. And then they can also go and at some point, sit next to you and watch Jacob Mizrowski not shove for 6 innings last night.
Nobody shoved for 4.
For 4 of them. Now got himself out of. This is like normal danger starting pitchers find themselves in.
What normal pitchers in the normal game of baseball do, but he's not normal. So
but he hasn't been at all. So every time that somebody even reaches base, like in the first inning after he Ks the first 2 Mets, and then Bichette and Lindor get 2 of the weaker base hits you're going to find against a major league pitcher.
Yeah, soft contact, yeah.
Like, oh my God, this guy's got 2 on and 2 out. When does this happen?
And let's be honest, like that's still a nasty lineup to get through, no matter what the situation is for the Mets.
Yeah, however poorly they are down,
I mean,
you recognize those names, and that is a meaty group.
Soto, Lindor, Bichette. I mean, we know there's talent there. It's not, just because they haven't done it. So, yeah. But you see Miz have to actually work around runners, and you're like, uh-oh, is something crazy? But, he does the job. And obviously, yeah, just they were ramping him up last night, maintaining the workload. So 4 innings for him. Got the job done.
Could you see, and I saw some of this online, I don't necessarily believe it to be the case, at least early on, until I hear it from Hunter, who then, he hears it from the team and Pat Murphy and everybody that they're talking to behind closed doors during clubhouse availability and things like that. That would be something to expect. Like going forward, you're going to see them hardcore managing innings, not taking them out at 65 pitches every single night.
Correct.
But being rather meticulous and trying to pick their spots as to when they stretch out to even say 100. Mm-hmm. Right now, he is 23. He's going to go into one of the bigger innings booms that you're going to have in your life. Not like people hadn't done it. However, for the full time that we've been watching baseball, this is the main conversation about young starting pitchers once you get into the postseason and once you get into the pennant race, Armen, of how are you able to, you're clearly not shutting the guy down because he's going to win the Cy Young if he continues to roll here.
Yeah.
And he's your arguably best player.
Well, you
the
need
best player. You need
games.
him if you're going to try to win and try to win a World Series.
Right.
So you have to be rather diligent as to when and how that you don't overwork that arm, you keep it somewhat fresh, and then that you can hopefully be playing your best ball when it's mattering most.
Exactly.
That's going to be an interesting build here in the last 2 months, how they manage it, because I think they are going to have to, maybe more than you would like to admit.
I think that's absolutely accurate and correct, Billy. And the thing is, I think we said this kind of a few months ago where we realized, okay, it's pretty clear that the Brewers have a special talent, Mizrowski. The toughest thing for them is not going to be coaching him right or telling him how to throw his fastball, how to manage his. It's not going to be it. The toughest thing is going to be how to correctly manage his workload to get him optimum performance, yet keep him healthy, right? That balance, threading that needle is going to be a precarious situation. It's going to be the most important thing the Brewers have to do. And they're going to use all the data they have available. To your point, the tough thing is this is uncharted territory now for them. Like you might find America or you might sail away somewhere else. You just don't know when you have uncharted territory. You know what I mean? That's just the reality of it. So it's not that it's okay. Yes, the Brewers aren't going to shut them down and keep them in bubble wrap, but they're also going to be smart to maintain. And this should be what fans like, because what do we hear so much now from fans? Look, this is great, but what about October? Right? And now Brewers enough winning divisions. What about October? So there's so much put into why aren't we winning all of it in October and how can we change that? Well, this is probably one of the best things you can do is make sure you have an eye and a focus on the best players and their health in October. I think that's what the Brewers are trying to do here. I think, gone now are the days to say we're going to give it all. We're going to empty our bucket to make the playoffs. This isn't 2008. This isn't 2011 where we're fighting every day to make sure we win the division. I think the Brewers, obviously, that's goal number one. But they feel good about the fact that, hey, we're looking toward October in the sense that we want to make sure our best asset, once we get there, Jacob Mizrowski is healthy and ready to go, release all his bullets when it matters the most. And you got to like that as a Brewers fan that's yearning for a World Series, because all the limited things you can control as a team about October results, it's limited. You really can't. You really can't do anything. And I always say this, May, June, July to guarantee winning in October. You just have to try and get the best team going, get in there and let the chips fall where they may. But what can you do is hopefully keep your best players healthy. And I think that's what they're trying to do here, short of saying, we're not going to just shut him down and keep him. That's not good for anybody either. You have to understand there's a balance there, and I think the Brewers are trying to do that.
Well, and you hit it on the head. It's a difficult balance because you can call it one of the controllables. In all reality, it's not. Right? It's not in your control as to how healthy a player is and if they end up having a catastrophic injury. But when it's talking a lot about workload, and now it's funny when the sport is different, we talk about management and then we talk about load management. Right? Like we talk about the development management in baseball because of the grind. I mean, Mizorowski threw last year combined 129 innings. He's already at 115.
Yeah, it's just uncharted.
You got over 2 months left of the season. Hopefully 3 full months left of the season. So that's going to be a threading of the needle that they're going to have to do. It also, I think, reemphasizes the point that this morning show has made significantly, that they need to add starting pitching into the trade deadline, which is 2 weeks from yesterday. They grabbed McCullers from Houston. And I think, at least from the appearance last night, you got to see he's able to give you some big league innings. He was better in his last couple of rehab starts than he was earlier on in the year. That's somebody that's not going to get rattled from the moment. Sorry, Game 7 of a World Series. Nothing my man has not seen in baseball that is going to be an issue. The only thing that's uncharted territory for him is coming out of the bullpen, and I thought he handled it pretty decently last night.
I mean, 3 innings. I mean, he did get they got the ground ball for the run and the single, but it wasn't like he was terrible. He was doing well, hitting his spots, getting outs. I think more than anything, he gave you innings, and that might be what it comes down to. It might be like, are you trading for a piece that's going to win you in October? You'd like to think that, but it might just be, no, we're trading for more depth to get us through this season. We're trading for a
Big
guy,
time.
You develop Lance right now to say, hey, maybe you can give us 2 innings in Game 3. Maybe you can give us the right moment in a game situation, in a playoff situation where we're just trying to get out. We're going out by out. That becomes that situation. So you're just trying to find as much depth as possible to get your guys through and say, hey, let's try and,
probably wasn't a better situation to be able to get him into for the first time.
No, absolutely. And then, then Joey hit the homer. So it was just perfect. So you'll want more situations like that, even for a guy like Yoho. We have a lot to talk about this game, but yes, you want to get guys in situations where it's still leverage, but it's not high danger in those situations. And the Brewers were able to do that last night. The blueprint went as planned. That was great to see. Cooper Pratt with the home run.
I was just going to say, and we buried the lead of Cooper Pratt hitting his first big league home run with sound. Thank you on the sound, because there's a lot of times, and I get sick and damn tired of it, Armen, of this announcer jinx. I think we sometimes give ourselves a little bit too much credit.
We
a lot of times in the broadcaster chair.
We absolutely do that.
You have zero say. Now, my man Ian Eagle has said this a lot of times. If I understood and I had any control, I'd probably get out of my business and I'd probably go and make a lot more money doing it because I'd gamble on the games and I know exactly what's happening. But he's like, I don't have that kind of control. I wish I had that kind of power. However, Brian Anderson, could have told me last night that he had a fortune teller model as he gives the lead up right to needs to find his first big league home run. And then Cooper Pratt delivers at American Family Field last night.
Well, wasn't it great to have BA too on the call?
Oh, so
isn't that awesome?
To have the, as you mentioned, the interview with Billy Aaron, the flashback picture of Rock, Hank, and Mr. Aaron and Brian Anderson. They're all, as you see, significantly younger. What, 18 years ago that picture was? Probably 20 years ago that picture was.
Wow.
As they were all hanging out, and you realize the years of Milwaukee baseball that were honored last night, and it being the 50th anniversary of his last home run. That kind of crept up on you. You don't necessarily realize, and the years fly by. And sadly, when Henry Aaron passed, you kind of forget about some of the landmarks. But it was amazing to have Mrs. Aaron in the crowd last night. And then Andrew Vaughn have to welcome it with a 2-run homer. That was phenomenal. It was chef's kiss.
That was great, too. She clearly enjoyed it. So the whole thing was really just wonderful. All right, so Thanks for buying me some time there, Billy. This is how the Cooper Pratt homer sounded from BA.
Still looking for his first career big league homer. Does have 7 RBIs. And he sends that one in the air, left center field. Got some carry, and there is number 1. Cooper Pratt is on the board. His first big league homer.
Still some strong Coops there in the crowd as he rounds third base and heads for home.
And Rock had all you had to do was ask that. Unfortunately, I cut off in that highlight, but Rock had that as well. I know. So the young man in the black polo shirt somewhere out there in left field caught it. I saw that as well.
So now
you got to return that one, right? And I don't know what the monetary value is on that.
Well, and I'm glad that it happens on leading into a buy or sell Tuesday because Doug Russell fired it up and queued it up during his update. We're going to discuss it coming up throughout the morning. Very quickly, my man in the, as you mentioned, polo shirt, very nicely sitting in those sweet tables right behind the bullpen.
One of the decks, Associated Bank, maybe
Miller.
One of the decks, Miller. There's a lot of decks now.
Something about that, yeah, 100%. You're right, because that's not a part of the barrel yard stands or seats. That's a different section.
I think you're right, but I don't know these. I mean, it's hard to know these days unless you're at the park like every day. What
used to be standing room only when you catch that one. Now, folks in standing room only might not have been as gracious. Because you might have thought right out of the gates.
What are you saying about the SRO crowd, Billy?
Do we fire up a negotiation? I think the SRO crowd is generally
rowdier,
the hardest core fan.
Yeah, rowdier.
The ones that are thinking about this kind of stuff of, did I just drop? And now, money-wise, the bag, or experience-wise, the bag. We'll discuss it. Because I appreciate what my man did. I don't know that it was the right decision. 877-794-1973. He's Armen Sari, and I'm Billy Schmidt. We make it through without our fearless leader, Drew Olson. However, you help us, because otherwise we would not be able to get through these early mornings. But the 5 o'clock club brings us life, brings us juice, and brings the juice on the NicolaLaw.com talking text line at 877-794-1973. Brewers win last night. They go for a series victory today. Freddy Peralta, the victim last night, and maybe the victor tonight is the man that you acquired in that deal. We'll discuss that as we continue rolling through all day long. We got a Hunter Baumgart report of the game coming up in about 20 minutes. Stay with us. We're up early with you, 5 o'clock clubbers. Welcome in. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Man, I felt like it's been time since game one, but no, I mean, finally. But I mean, we won, so it's even better. The big couple out of the way, first hit, first homer. Feels good. No more showers, hopefully. But no, it feels fantastic. Yes and no. I mean, I wasn't, like, obviously I wanted to do it. I got close a couple times, but I didn't go in there trying to hit it. I mean, it was in the back of my head, but I was just trying to hit a fastball and then hit a slider, and it snuck out. So I was so amped up. I didn't care. I mean, it was cool. I was just so happy to get it out of the way. But yeah, it was cool.
There is Cooper Pratt last night after he hits his first major league career home run. A couple of little montage clips there. He is fun on the mic.
The last question was about him getting the silent treatment, by the way, Billy. I don't know if you saw that. I'm sure you
did.
did.
100%.
That was kind of cool. I like the silent treatment, but I feel like I don't know if they're doing it the way I grew up knowing the silent treatment, because like they just escape the dugout now. Like they just disappear. And what I remember the silent treatment being is everybody's on the dugout totally ignoring you.
Oh, well, I think the video you need to see is the one that Sophia Minard posted, because it's a little bit cleaner from that that camera well area, because they cleared out the entire walkway of the dugout, and then quickly it looked like
so funny.
Looked like Braden Shoemake almost just speared him. Like he was like, I'm not gonna let this one go by.
Yeah.
And he grabbed him and then started the parade and started the celebration. But yeah, it's morphed over the years, because I do think at some point, I mean, these guys are all just doing what they saw people do at some particular point in time, right? Like nobody actually knows where it potentially started, but it's now just the thing you have to do. And if you don't, you basically didn't hit your first major league home run.
That's the thing about those type of traditions. It's just history passed on from one generation to the next based on, like you said, like storytelling.
This is just how we do it.
Yeah, it's like oral history. It's like it's passed on this way, and then everyone puts their little spin on the variations of it. I always talk about what like student sections do. They just do what they saw that their upperclassmen do when they did it.
Oh, for sure.
And it slowly morphs over time, but it's pretty cool. I love one of those. Now, I'd be the worst at silent treatment because I'd be too excited to keep it going.
Yeah, there's no way you'd be able to do it.
I'd be the one to break first right away. But no, it was awesome to see Cooper get that, obviously, to say, yeah, it was about time. He's funny on the mic. So, love seeing that.
Ever since he came up, now it was his first. It was the first time he's been able to leave the ballpark. Now Joey Ortiz is starting to do it with regularity.
Oh, he's just a slugger now.
It's pretty impressive to see how he has handled the situation, right? Because clearly somebody was anointed by the organization. That comes, again, it sounds like a negative connotation. It's not. Former sixth round pick. They paid him over slot. They understood who they had. They developed him. They clearly think that they have a different level player. And Joey Ortiz in a business understands what that situation is going to be. But to not allow yourself to sulk or be somewhat woe is me in the situation, because it's not like he played poorly. Now he hit poorly,
but especially defensively,
he played exceptionally well defensively.
Yeah.
And to take that and not be bitter, handle it in the exact right way. You clearly understand now why everybody thinks so highly of him in the organization and in the clubhouse, and how you see it when he does well, the response in the clubhouse, that he means a lot to those guys. It's cool to be able to see somebody handle that demotion position change the right way, and then to somehow flourish in it offensively is, again, it might just be coincidence. I don't think it necessarily is. You talked about it ad nauseum for folks that were beating the drum of why don't we get somebody in here that can deliver some kind of major league offensive performance. And you'd say, well, dude, he hit 12 home runs when he was over at third base.
Yeah, man.
And there is maybe it's a confidence or a calming nature that comes with that position for him, because it's clear that since this has happened, he has had his best offensive run probably since his rookie year.
Absolutely. And whatever it was, you think, you could see that burden being lifted of shortstop, whatever it was. He was playing great defense, but all of a sudden in the role he's in now, just handling it so well and able to flourish a little more offensively, which is, in the back of my mind, what I always remembered saying 2 years ago. The thing about it too, Billy, is that's a coach's dream. That's a parent's dream. That's like what a coach is teaching every kid. Look at Joey Ortiz. Look at the way he handled adversity. That's absolutely the way to do it. To all the reasons you said, Cooper's come up. He's helped him out. He's welcomed him, given him his spot. And he's handled it so well. Not only has he not sulked and not been a problem, he's been the opposite. He's thrived in this role.
Mm-hmm.
He reminds me of Monasterio a bit, even though Monasterio never had a starting job. He's thrived in this role, Billy. He's taken this and run with it. He said, you know what? I'm going to not only not be a problem, I'm going to be a weapon now for my team off the bench. I'm going to play great defense wherever they ask me. I'm going to be a great teammate. I'm going to be grateful for my spot. Boy, just so much to be proud of with Joey Ortiz and how he's handled it. And it's so much to model after for young players, young people. But more than anything, he's helping the Brewers win. And in my opinion, I said this, instead of being a burden now on that lineup, he's become a weapon in his role, because a guy that can come off the bench, play great defense at multiple positions, and is now all of a sudden flashing the bat the way he is. Who knows how long it'll last, but he's clearly turned it around a little bit, and he's become one of the better utility interior defensive. And this way he's handled it, the way the attitude, all the stuff, it's going to continue to get him jobs in the major leagues because of it. Might not be down the road with the Brewers, but teams will want to pick him up now because of what they know of the situation. He'll take the situation, he'll handle it well, he'll be a solid player in that role, especially on defense, and he'll take what he's paid and he'll deal with it. So gotta love what you see there from Joey. He's a piece of the puzzle here. And he personifies, I think, the team aspect of the Milwaukee Brewers this year.
In his last 30 days, Ortiz is slashing 271, 307, and 486. That's for a grand OPS total of 792.
Awesome. Just awesome for him.
I mean, the old line of demarcations OPS-wise was like 700 basic average major league player, maybe a tick above. The 800s and a tick above is like all-star player.
It's like all-star,
so like that's an impressive offensive performance. Now, again, it's a month, and I still believe if a situation would present itself, that I still think you could upgrade there because of what you mentioned. However you have him on the team, he's going to be an additive defensively, and then whatever you get offensively, I think is somewhat of just a bonus, right? And this is a really nice bonus that you keep hoping, and then you want 2 more coins, so then you get 5 more free games.
Yeah.
You want this bonus to continue to roll. But it doesn't appear, as we're 2 weeks away from the deadline, and this is kind of where a lot of the conversations still come to, it doesn't appear that there is the one guy, one size fits all cure all over at third base like it felt like there was a year ago with Suarez, right?
Yeah.
There's not the one offensive name that everybody is going to beat the drum for, because I don't think there's clearly one, right? Like Arenado is interesting. He just became the 6th active player to get 2,000 hits last night, and he's having a really, really good offensive year. He's a former Platinum Glove Award winner. He's not giving you that same thing defensively now, but like, as I'm saying, you got to squint almost to try to find the guys that are somewhat available that would fit that spot. It's coming at a good time for him, because I don't know that they are clearly able to add and replace at that spot, get better, and he's getting better. So if this is even somewhat of the offensive performance you get for him going forward, pretty dang good. 877-794-1973 is one of the ways that you can get in touch with us on the Talk and Text line. You can also tweet us, where you can also watch the show at Armen Sarian. The old handle is the new one.
You can find me again. Yes, you can. I'm back again on Twitter. Thankfully, you can.
Where
find
are you
me
at?
again.
Okay, let me do the quick gut check here.
Yeah,
you're already at 475 followers again. That's pretty impressive.
Which is great, but you know what, Billy?
Because you started at legitimately 0 a week ago.
0, and but you know what, Billy? That's a funny thing, because if you start to care about it too much, it can eat you up. So
I'm not going to let you care about the followers too much, okay? Because then you're going to start doing getting ready with me videos on here, and that's not what anybody signed up for. If that's what you got the damn account back for, shut it down now.
You got to be doing it for the right reasons. I gained a little perspective on this aspect specifically when I was hacked and basically locked out of my Twitter account, and you realize, you know what? It's not about that. Life's about more than that. So just be happy about the conversation, about what it is, about having the voice. But if I start getting wrapped up in the followers, I don't want to do that, Billy, because I almost had 10,000. I don't want that to eat me up.
Well,
and you know
guess what?
That would be ego.
We're going to get you to 20,000.
You know what?
Let's just get him to 1,000 this week.
Let's get you to 100,000. How about that, Bill Schmidt? But I think the point is that it's the perspective of, it's not about the followers, right? It's not about that. So I'm happy if anybody wants to follow me. I'd love for you to come back on board at Armen Sarian. Same handle. It's a different account, but it's same
Spelled
handle.
just how it sounds.
You got to find it for me. Yes, just like it sounds. You got to find it and come follow me. But it's a lot of fun.
But our friend Ken in the Falls follows us
What's up,
both.
Ken?
I believe he follows me as well at Bill Schmid Radio. I
Long
wouldn't say
time.
don't follow me. I don't know that I have a whole lot of interesting stuff other than if you like following the show, you get the show every day.
I think they should
You get
follow
the show every day.
Just because you don't tweet every day doesn't mean you shouldn't be followed, Billy.
Well, that's very nice of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ken said, Brewers being the best team in baseball is a phenomenal feat for this team after all the injuries they've had to overcome. They're still managing injuries with their pitching staff. The additions of Lara and Pratt have been solid moves by the GM, Matt Arnold, and Cooper Pratt taking over shortstop has given Joey Ortiz new opportunities to be a better MLB player. Ortiz said last year that playing shortstop was nothing something he was prepared for. The stress on him mentally or physically was demanding, and it hurt his bat. Murph and Arnold making the right moves this season again, but more is needed if this team is going to win its first World Series. A big bat and a solid third starter is still needed, in my opinion. And I don't believe that is out of the conversation.
It's a good take. Good
I
measured take. Yeah.
I also don't know, though, like bat-wise. Again, I would be in on that. I also think, and this is a crazy idea, but he has doubled in 3 of the last 4 games. I think your best offensive player you're going to add is Bryce Terang hitting the way that he had in the first 2 months, or hitting the way he hit in August of a year ago.
Becoming him, right?
Christian
Becoming
Yelich not having a 600 OPS for 6 weeks.
That's a tough one.
Right? Like, I like those to me, the internal improvement. However it ends up being, maybe Andrew Vaughn's bat continues to get into the lineup a little bit more. Impressive that he's been able to continue to produce when he has. Baseball gods owed him one last night. Owed him one last night because he's been hitting into some tough luck and some screamers off that bat. But I think you need more arms. Like a third starter is nice. They desperately need somebody in the starting rotation. But I also, when I asked Hunter about it yesterday, of who do you get more angst about right now? In your mentions and when you're talking Brewers baseball with folks, because people are always talking baseball with Hunter.
Always.
It's actually one of our favorite things to do.
Well, they should be. Yeah.
Is it Aaron Ashby or Christian Yelich? Because Ashby for the first 8 weeks of the year
was untouchable.
Was one of the greatest weapons in baseball.
Yeah.
Now he's averaging a runner and a half an inning, if not more.
And he's been used a lot, so it's understandable.
Absolutely
right?
so.
Right.
So that's where the workload, because you just watched what it did to Jared Koenig this past year, right? Like you need somebody else leverage wise that you can put back there. I don't know if you're going to see him this week because I don't know if the Mets are going to use their leverage guys. They got 2 lefties there in Minter and the other name is escaping me in the back end of the bullpen. That would be very nice additions. That would be very helpful. I think the multiple arms to me is still where you got to go. But to Ken's point, there's still a couple of additions, and it does feel, we've said it a number of times, and I know we're still a good week away from real deals getting done. But you're in a spot where it's too hard to not strike while the iron's hot. You're doing it again. Last night, the Dodgers lost. Brewers won. Cubs also lost.
Cubs lost too. All right.
In extra innings.
Come on, Detroit.
So didn't have to pick and choose which race I was paying attention to last night. Both of them were good. But you're the best team in baseball after 100 games. And you have the best farm system in all of baseball. And potentially, some of the guys you like the most and are forecasting as maybe the better MLB players aren't even yet into the top 100 of that.
That's right. That's right, Billy.
It is time, as one Kevin Green would say. It is time.
I
don't know what that means if that's not trading 5 of your top 7 100 prospects.
Sure.
That's maybe trading 3 of them in somebody else or 2 or 3 other guys around. Maybe it's from the major league team, but you have put yourself in the clubhouse as deserved after what they have put through and put forth in the first 100 games. They deserve legit additions.
And I think if you can add anywhere and it's a great player or a really, good player that can push you up in the margins, it doesn't matter if you already think it's a position of strength because you're going to help yourself wherever you can and get those margins pushed up wherever you can. It doesn't have to be that one size fits all. Like we think right now pitching's a strength and it is, but if you can get another pitcher, if that's available, you take what's available. You take what the market gives you and you try and improve yourself anywhere you can. If you think you're really good in one position, get great. If you think you're great in one position, get so great that it can overcome every other deficiency for you. I think that's the way to look at it too.
Yeah. Offensively, I think I'm not going to say you're good, but but you're scoring some of the most runs in baseball.
You're scoring runs.
You're the best team in baseball. I think offensively, your best improvement is your own players hitting better.
Yeah.
But
Could use
pitching
more power.
wise, you need some arms.
Yeah, arms.
Well, listen, I mean, Joey Ortiz is going to hit 5 homers in a month.
The good thing is, and I'll make the prediction now, Joey Ortiz will win a whole World Series for us this year. Joey Ortiz is going to hit a home run to win a World Series for us. Isn't it going to be awesome?
So he's going to go hardcore Joe Carter is what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know if it's technically a
You
walk-off.
should have done this tomorrow.
Yeah.
This is hot take hump day kind of stuff.
No,
I love this, though. Okay.
I don't know if it's a straight walk-off.
Sure. So it might not be a Kirby Puckett moment.
One thing we know about Joey Ortiz is he finds himself in big situations at the plate. It's
generally with the bases loaded, too.
He's going to win it for us this year with some sort of crazy home run. It's going to be amazing, too, when it happens.
If you'd also like to put something like that out into the ether, it's 877-794-1973. You can get at the show on YouTube and X and Facebook. We got more comments right there.
So much more.
We got our friend Mike and Merrill here with a good one on the talking text line we're going to get to. But quickly, right on the other side, we're going to hear from Hunter Baumgart. He was at the game last night. He's got a report for us, and you're going to hear it coming up on the other side. It's Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. It's the Huddle. Stay with us.
it. So what can I say?
You said you had never been to Milwaukee until as Vaughn sends one left center. And it's gone! Oh my goodness! He's gone Hank Aaron on us. Andrew Vaughn, just his third of the year. Bernie hits the slide.
Tremendous. The sounds from Brewers TV, Brian Anderson and Billy Aaron and Bill Schroeder on the call yesterday in that third inning when Andrew Vaughn goes Hank Aaron. Celebration yesterday, the 50th anniversary of Hammerin' Hank's 755th home run, his last home run. And an incredible amount. The stories of that inning when she had to partially help convince when Bud Selig was trying to bring Hank Aaron back. He didn't necessarily know that he wanted to be that kind of player, as he's like, knew his skills had diminished to a different point. That was just, it was so cool to be able to hear people talk about Hank Aaron again and to be able to have those stories. Great work by BA. Like, that interview was phenomenal, that inning being able to weave in and out.
Well, you wouldn't want anybody but BA there for that moment, and it was pretty cool. I know there's more of that of her exalting the home run a little bit. It was a lot of fun to watch. I'll try and find it, but just so cool. And what a blessing it was to have Hank back in a Brewers uniform as well as a Milwaukee Braves uniform. So,
and somebody
the
had
legend of the game, obviously. You think of that number. You just talked during the break about Harper hitting his 200 with the Phillies, Billy. Now put that in perspective with 755 Major League home runs. That's just a lot of dingers, man. That's just absolutely amazing. He's an all-time legend, one of the greatest of all time.
And you knew the Brewers had to hit bombs last night on Hank Aaron night. Now, granted, would I have thought maybe they hit 4? I did. I thought they were going to hit 4. And when Joey Ortiz is hitting one, I thought somebody else was getting one out of here. We were making it a 4 for 4, but it's fine. You can go to Wendy's for that one. You always go to Hunter Baumgart for your Brewers conversation, your Brewers information. It's Hunter B on air where you follow him online. He had, as well as at FSRWI, our Twitter page and Instagram, audio of Lance McCullers Jr. that we're going to spin through a little bit later on. But Hunter Baumgart provided us a report from the field last night after the Brewers 8-3 dub over the Mets.
Thanks, guys. The Brewers beat the Mets last night 8-3. 7 earned runs on the line of Freddy Peralta against his former team. Brewers got to him early and often. Cooper Pratt, his first home run in the major leagues. He talked about it after the game.
I felt like it's been time since game 1, but no, I mean, finally. But I mean, we won, so it's even better.
What did you think of the silent treatment from your teammates?
I was so amped up. I didn't care. I mean, it was cool. I was just so happy to get it out of the way. But yeah, it was cool.
How much was that weighing on you, right? Like you don't want us to like change your swing and go try to chase homers, but was it weighing on you to get it?
Yes and no. I mean, I wasn't, like, obviously I wanted to do it. I got close a couple times, but I didn't go in there trying to hit it. I mean, it was in the back of my head. But I was just trying to hit a fastball and then hit a slider, and it snuck out. So.
Now on the mound, Jacob Misiorowski only went 4 innings and 65 pitches. Brewers manager Pat Murphy explained why he pulled him so early.
Yeah, I think he was a little bit out of it. You know, the long layoff kind of affected his delivery and everything else. And I think it was important to notice that and get him out of there then. His velo dropped. He couldn't find the rhythm on his heater and, went to all off-speed stuff. And I think it was important we got him out of there.
And Jacob Misiorowski echoed those sentiments when we talked to him afterwards.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I felt like I, wasn't in my legs as well as I should have been, but no, I felt halfway decent, good enough.
So something to monitor with Jacob Misiorowski. The Brewers have the best record in baseball at 63-37. That's also their best mark through 100 games in franchise history. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. Back to you guys.
Great work, great sound, and Misiorowski talking about it. You could tell wasn't necessarily his sharpest last night. That's to be expected. Coming back and then taking 12 days off when you're used to going every 5th or 6th day. However, most important is that we are going to get him available coming up for the stretch run. 877-794-1973. Talking text lines always available. Mike and Merrill said, I listened to Freddy Peralta's post-game interview last night on the Mercedes-Benz Mets channel.
Nice all right, they had audio problems all night. Little nightmare fuel for me. I heard some double audio on their highlights.
Oh, damn.
At least on TV. I don't know if that was what it was for radio, but.
So do you listen to stuff and just feel terrible for engineers and producers all the time?
My stomach.
Are you able to listen to a broadcast and not
Well, it's not. It's not
what's
that,
happening audio wise.
Not that I sit there and tell you, oh, I know these guys. I feel bad. I don't know them, but I know there's someone out there.
You know
like
that
me.
situation though.
Yeah, and it's just
you know how you would be in that situation.
It's more Pavlovian of a nightmare. It's like the horror that you know, so you don't want. It's not about I like to say it's about empathizing with like a different guy that I don't know, and it's not. It's more of like I know
more
that
of you
feeling.
banking the idea that it happens to somebody else, so how you can cope with it when the next time it goes down on your end.
It's like feeling that pit in your stomach all over again. And I don't know. It's like Pavlovian. Like
so does it just transport you back to a moment where all of a sudden you're not able to get Wayne and Larry, and you're about 3 minutes till they start?
Yeah, and that's what transports itself to my nightmares. As we get close to the season,
50 days away from football.
I start having
50
dreams.
days away from the kickoff of the National Football League regular season.
Well, the preseason even sooner, but yes.
Are you ready?
Yeah, but
we all know that answer. Yes.
All right,
877-794-1973.
We got
yes.
so much.
And I will get the rest of Mike's text coming up on the other side, and all of yours. 5 o'clock club is closed. We roll into 6 next on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The homecoming did not go as planned for Freddy Peralta.
And Ortiz down the left field line. It is up. It is out. Joey O. A line drive missile out of here. It's a 3-run home run.
Ryan Anderson on the call on Brewers TV. Cooper Pratt hit his first career home run. Andrew Vaughn also went deep. And just like so many times when Freddy Peralta pitched at American Family Field, the Brewers won 8-3 last night over the Mets. Same two teams again tonight. Brandon Sproat will pitch against Zach Thornton. Football news ahead of the start of training camp next week. The Packers signed Devonte Wyatt to a 3-year extension worth a reported $57 million. And in the For What It's Worth file, former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, famously estranged from his family for over a decade, posted several pictures on his Instagram page with his parents and brothers last night. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Diller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick the tape. From right. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Get our guys after him and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag.
Professional. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Hour 2 of the Huddle here on A Club Goes Up Tuesday. The 5 o'clock club did our thing, and now the 6 a.m.ers are ready to roll on the NicoletLaw.com talking text line 877-794-1973. It is a buy or sell Tuesday coming up. We got some propositions for you. We got a beautiful amount of things on the talk and text line to discuss at 877-794-1973 and a myriad of different things to hit on. And most importantly, we got to hit some talk and text messages, and one from our friend Mike in Merrill, which we were about to get yesterday, or last hour, I should say. He sent it in on yesterday's Brewers game and talked about Freddy Peralta's post-game interview that he heard on the Mets channel and said he asked him numerous questions about facing his whole team. He talked about his 2 children being born here, how he appreciated the applause from the fans when he finished his appearance, how much he enjoyed the team making the playoffs 7 out of 8 years, and how many times he was extremely emotional and teary-eyed. He still bleeds Brewers blue and gold. And to see, seeing his reaction yesterday as they did the tribute video to him and Devin Williams.
That was I
now
noticed that.
Raise your hand if you completely forgot Devin Williams was on the Mets.
Tried to. Oh, on the Mets, yes, because you think of the Yankees when he was traded, but yeah, the Mets
completely forgot that he was on the Mets.
Absolutely.
And then they didn't get to give Devin Williams a tribute video last year, so they definitely needed to include him in that.
Look, he had some great years as a Brewer. But
absolutely, he was a reliever of the year at one point. He was.
We'll remember him one way. I hate to say it. I mean,
which one? The hand injury or the Pete Alonso homer?
Good question.
Sorry, I apologize.
Probably the homer.
Him sitting in that.
Both.
Him sitting next to David Stearns. Now, some would call it some kind of chair, as David Stearns delivered the message that he was going to need to have surgery on his hand. And when he sits there and just says, Devin's very upset and is very sorry about this. And you could just see Devin Williams sitting there having to just like take it. Yeah. I know I messed up.
That's why I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you how upset he is about that.
I'm going to tell you how mad he is at himself and how disappointed he is at himself. But like, as I thought about it last night, I'm like, wait a second. Everybody has talked about it from Freddy Peralta's standpoint. Justifiably so. Everything there, the emotion and the tie, the love, there is not a human being outside of, yes, he was the best he was the best thing for sports radio hosts. Freddie Peralta was a sports radio host dream.
Oh, sure. He gave us
for one reason. He gave us a lot of conversation.
Yeah.
In the middle of July, you could always go back to Izzy and Ace. After any Freddie Peralta start, is 5 1/3 enough for you? Can you actually have 5 innings out of this? Can you take 5 innings of shutout baseball or 6 innings of 2-run ball? You do that for a week.
If you are a sports writer, commentator around these parts,
he added a lot of beautiful fuel, and he also was a incredibly nice guy to work with. Like he was always gracious with his time. Was always a great soundbite. Was always very thoughtful in his attitude. And you mentioned
attitude, yeah.
So he pulls at the heartstrings. I understand why there's a lot of folks that immediately think, "Hey, what if Freddie Peralta comes back? He's not pitching very well." You saw that last night. That curveball was not landing for Freddie.
No,
it was landing. It was generally landing off the wall in left center field.
It landed in the Associated Bank Power Alley. By the way,
good work. Good work on that one.
Man, he cashed those checks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. He was able to find himself in there.
Tried something.
And but then I'm looking at it and thinking, we need some bullpen help. I haven't heard anybody say we should get Devin Williams back from the Mets.
No one's talked about that.
I don't get that. I don't get why Devin Williams hasn't gotten the same kind of shine. You want to talk about somebody that's also not pitching well? Now, he does have 14 saves. That ties him for 14th in baseball. His last time out did throw a shutout inning, then gave up 2 hits and 2 runs and an Ernie in his last couple. So he has not been great. But he also has a lot of money attached to him. That's part of the reason why the Peralta conversation is so appealing to many. And maybe the Brewers bashing Freddie for 5 1/3, 8 hits and 7 Ernies last night, potentially value even continues to go down.
That's right. They're going to help themselves twice. That's my prediction, Billy. I'm glad you mentioned that. Not only did they help themselves by beating him last night, they're going to help themselves by bringing his price down. That's the whole plan. That's the master plan by David Stearns.
Freddie Peralta is definitely going to get moved. It's going to be interesting to see if he's able to be somewhat more of himself wherever he ends up going.
He's a classic, needs a fresh start guy. You guys, you can't look at what he's doing now and think it's reality, but your mind's going to play tricks on you a little bit. Don't think that that's necessarily his best stuff that he's going to give to this next team. This is a classic, I think, situation of when you get a change of scenery, change of pace, a team that's playing for something, re-energize, re-motivate, fresh start, have a new sets of eyes, coaching, looking, tinkering, place at your stuff, find a little bit of a new home bounce. I think that's a classic case of this. I understand what we're seeing now is not good from Freddie, but don't let your eyes deceive you too much. I think he can give good outings still. I think he can give outs and innings to somebody, a contender, maybe for a lower price. And now, you have to make sure you put him in the right position. That's the main thing. Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. You do have to have a bullpen that can absolutely withstand the fact that he probably does go. He runs high on the pitch count. He always has, always will. I think that's kind of going to be the player that he is. He's cost himself a significant amount of money this year. Like, now, does it mean that he's all of a sudden going to be a 1-year qualifying offer guy? No. Right? Like he'll get a long-term deal somewhere
from somebody, you would think.
It won't be the 9-figure deal that he was definitely in line for.
He'll be losing millions, and I don't think he wants to think about that.
So get him an opportunity somewhere. I just hope it's not Chicago, because as much as I kind of would like it to be here, I do believe that if he gets reinfused with energy, like you mentioned, with a team that's competing with the Cubs, I bet he would be a very, very good piece there. He's familiar with the division, and he's familiar with a lot of the ballparks that he'd be pitching in. That stuff doesn't just go away. Your familiarity with places that you pitched, I do think it is a part of it. 877-794-1973. Buy or sell Tuesday here on a beautiful Tuesday in the good land. It's going to be glorious here today. Low 80s. Got into the car today and it was in the low 70s. So it's going to be a phenomenal, picturesque Tuesday. Brewers are going to take on the Mets later on here today. And our friend Ellen in Footville. Now,
Footville exists, everybody.
You can go anywhere in a Wisconsin summer and learn 5 or 6 new towns that exist.
That's one of the great things about this beautiful state, about the great America's Dairyland. You can live it your whole life. You can be obsessed with maps like me and still not know every little town in this state. I love it. So,
as she signed it on the talking text line, Footville Evan said, I said last night, just like what Armen said, Joey Ortiz will hit a grand slam with 2 outs. Yeah, Joey Ortiz.
Let's go.
Come on,
Footville.
Joey. As she said, Mr. Automatic.
By the way, we speak your name in Rock County, Wisconsin.
A little west of Janesville.
Originally called Bachelor's Grove. It was renamed for early landowner Ezra A. Foote and became Footville officially in 1855. How about that?
1855?
1855. So right after the state was incorporated, I believe.
Wow. So that's got to be one of the earlier villages. I still think one of my favorite ones driving up north would be Tigerton.
Tigerton's a great
When
one.
you start hitting the unincorporateds, that's when you know you're in the heart of the state.
Waldo.
Yes.
I love going through Waldo because I've been like, here.
Now,
where's Waldo? Here.
I generally will mess up with there's Clinton and Clintonville.
There absolutely
now,
is.
Clintonville, I believe, is the one with the sweet A&W that you'd stop at potentially on your way up north. And Clinton closer over to Footville area.
And Clinton is the home of our buddy Pogo, longtime P1 Pogo from Clinton, owner of Boxcars, one of the great establishments.
And I always thought he was coming down from Clintonville,
right?
Pogo and Clinton. I'm like, Pogo? That's a hike. Well, it's still not a short drive from Clinton, but
he invited me to Boxcars, and I had to do the dive bar, So I took a ride out there, and I was like, I'm going a different way than I thought because I just GPSed it, and it was like 50 minutes. So I'm like, I'm taking the drive. This was a nice day. That was surprising to me, Billy. That was like, I'm going the other way. Oh, I'm going here. This is Clinton, not Clintonville.
Yeah.
Didn't know until I started driving.
Very, very different deal.
Yeah.
877-794-1973. Brian and Madison asked the question that I think we're going to get hit on right there and kind of touched on with it. Buying or selling, reuniting Freddy Peralta with Chris Hook will regain his dominance.
Okay, dominance is a relative term. Here.
Okay, go ahead with it. What do you think the dominance
he will
is?
regain a positive. Yes, he'll be better. I believe that. I maintain that. He'd be a lot better. I don't know if he'll be if he's going to come out and give you like last year, Freddie, nasty, unhittable stuff, whip of like under 1. I don't know about that, but can he regain a form that would make him an effective pitcher down the stretch, starting or bullpen? Yes, I believe so. I'm buying that. So Billy, I'll let you have your take here since I jumped out.
No, please don't apologize. I'm with you on the fact that I think Chris Hook gets the best out of him. Now, I don't know what that relative level is. I do know that he's been and was one of your most consistent guys. And whether or not he comes in and pitches to a 2.9 ERA he had a year ago, he was sub 3. He was phenomenal. I don't know that that's going to be the case. But I do believe one thing that he would be able to give you is some innings and taking the ball every 5th day, which is not a short, it's nothing to sneeze at with the kind of pitching injuries that you've dealt with this year. You've had so many times that you've been trying to figure out who's going to have the baseball in 2 days in the projected starters and the probable starters because you've dealt with so many injuries. Quinn Priester to start the long list of them, and Woody now being down for likely the year is a huge part of it as well. And I don't think McCullers is the answer there. I don't fully know who would be. You're going to be shopping generally, like AJ Hinch said last night, and I am buying this. He said, we're playing game 7 every night. We're playing game 7 every single night because the Tigers are trying to keep their season alive. Yep. They went on one last night in extras against the Cubs. We always love when they do that.
And they're only 6 games back in the AL Central.
But if you're hoping to be able to acquire Tarek Skubal, you're hoping the Tigers lose every game because otherwise they're going to try to win and keep him and go with one of their best players in franchise history. So I don't know the big fishes that are out there. I do know that the Brewers rarely are going to be big game hunting. They're going to be trying to trim around the margins, and I think Peralta would be in that margin. I also think Seth Lugo would be one of those guys that you could point to as around the margin. He's pitched a lot of games.
Yep.
Seth Lugo has been around for a long time. He's having a down year this year with Kansas City. Everybody's going to be talking about Michael Wacha because he's coming off an all-star year. I would be buying Seth Lugo probably before I'd be buying Michael Wacha for a significantly higher price because of what Brian's question, I think, alludes to. I definitely believe that anybody with Chris Hook is going to be a better pitcher than themselves at this current iteration.
Great point. And the thing is, it might seem counterintuitive, but I think you look for guys who haven't had the most amazing year sometimes because the price could be lower and you think you can fix them. I'm not saying that's the big game hunting jackpot type of thing we're looking for, but sometimes there might be value there. That's a little market inefficiency.
Our buddy Wisconsin Sports Fanatic on the YouTube comments talking about the trade market said, I don't know, seems pretty good the way it is. Would like to get Lockridge, Hamilton, and Sal healthy.
Well, that would be good to get guys healthy.
It'd be very nice to get those guys healthy. Which one doesn't crack the big league club? Because I don't. Now, I would assume when both of those guys are healthy, the outfielders I'm talking about of Lockridge and Sal probably sooner than Lockridge. On the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin injury report. I think that's probably the case. I don't know what the situation with Lockridge is because it seemed like he was getting closer to coming back. Then I think he had to have an injection. We can have Hunter clarify all of it, but he's probably further coming back than Frelick would be. I think Perkins is going to be clearly the first one down, and then I think the second one down would be Luis Lara. However, he's looked like a major leaguer in every at-bat that he's taken.
And they brought him up for a reason, don't
you
You're
think? I think they brought him up because they think that he can be an additive coming down the stretch.
Yeah. I think Lockridge would be the odd man out, although, I don't know, you could have that argument, I suppose, between him and Sal. I think Hamilton would be a important one to get back. I think Hamilton was having a decent year, but until he got hurt at least. So.
You think of, now, rest his soul, Terrence Gore is a name that I always think about this time of year. Terrence Gore was a hired gun to do one thing: steal bases.
Steal bases. So what's the talent?
Steal bases in the playoffs.
That's a good point.
One of those guys can be your version of that, right? Like, so you're Dave Roberts back in the day for the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah.
All you're calling upon a Brandon Lockridge or David Hamilton, probably more of, is to go and swipe a bag when we desperately need one. And I think that's one of the easiest ways to make sure that you're in the club, because we talked about it and joked about it with Gary Sanchez yesterday. Gary Sanchez is going to hit in the postseason. He ain't running. He's somebody there to run for him. I think Hamilton is the one, even though Sal's kind of crowbarred in and feels like a full-time starter for you. I think Hamilton is, Armen, the one that they would be looking at out of that threesome as the one to come back the most, that they really are eyeballing.
Well, and he really, I think, would fill the need more than anything else compared to those other guys. You just think because the Brewers have this glut of outfielders. So it's a good problem to have. It's a depth thing, and the Brewers seem to have all of it. Billy, buy or sell? It's nice to see another little brawl last night in Major League Baseball. I know we wanted to get to it at some point.
I'll always say it's a good one to have. Yeah, I'll always say it's a good one to have.
Got into it a little bit. It's always the long beard guys. Am I wrong?
No, I don't think you're necessarily wrong on that one.
Get angry. I feel like
there is a level of angst that you probably have when you look like that. Now you clearly see the Pirates are a chippy bunch. Now they also like to let you know about it when they have some success. They're hoisting the cone there. They got the welder's mask. And
that is a welder's mask with some sort of gas mask, because these heads and these gas masks and these little props that teams are doing, they're getting out of hand. I love it. I just don't know what it is. They smacked that thing on Durbin last night. By the way, we'll talk about him. They smacked that big green fuzzy head on him.
Yeah, the Wally, right? The Wally, the mascot head.
Well, that's okay. I'm just saying that. Then next thing you know is a gas mask in Pittsburgh. I mean, I can't follow.
It's a welder's mask. It's the Steel City.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, okay, it's a welder.
They put a cheese head on the Brewers back in the day.
You think I know what a welder's mask? I've never welded.
No, I shouldn't. That's true. That's fair. That's on me. Put it on me. That's an L. I should have understood. You had no clue of what that would look like.
That's cool though, because the welder's mask can completely protect you when they're slapping your head around. When you get
that's fair. Yeah, no doubt about it. Buying or selling here at 877-794-1973. Packers buy yesterday. 3 years, $57 million, and 20 of it guaranteed for one Devonte Wyatt.
Yeah, I love that.
A contract that you knew there was going to be somewhat of a commitment to him. Because, one, you don't have anybody else. Let's just call it what it is. So you trade Colby Wooden in the offseason? You already know Carl Brooks is a hustler. He's a grinder. You grab McClellan in the draft from Missouri.
You gave McDuffie some money.
Yeah, but I mean, like, and at the defensive tackle spot though, like Javon Hargrave is making a $15-ish million. So I think it's a rather fair market contract. You also look at $20 million and $20 million up front. That's Packers model. That's what they would like to do. They'd like to give you the money up front and then let you go earn more of it.
And Billy, I have a couple questions related to that. We can get to it after the break if you want. Well, we have Dolph coming in.
I was going to say, we got plenty of time to be able to stretch our legs for it, but
we'll have a couple questions I have for you related to the whole Devonte Wyatt thing.
Beautiful.
We have to talk about that today.
And I also think it might lead you to want to buy on one other young Green Bay Packer. We'll discuss that one going through as well. 877-794-1973. But as Armen mentioned, our friend Scott Dolphin, our halftime entertainment, joins us on the other side from FM 106.1's award-winning morning show. He shows us and educates us on this radio thing. We'll talk some Brewers baseball with him. Where does he think the Brewers can add as well? What did he see from Freddy Peralta and the Brewers knocking down the price one more time? Full rollback sale maybe on number 51. Maybe that's what it is, with the little smiley face yellow guy. And bounces around and all of a sudden bounces that price from a high level AAA starting pitcher to boom, high A ball outfielder.
You can still
find Ruiz.
You can still find a stake
or whatever that guy was. Ferry Rodriguez. That's what his name.
Oh, Ferry. That's right.
Find some random guy.
We speak your name,
and we will find somebody with the Timber Rattlers. That the Mets would really, really like.
Yeah, man.
That would be the task. At 877-794-1973. Buying or selling propositions continue next. And our friend Scott Dolphin joins the conversation. It's the Huddle. It's the 6 a.m. hour. It's Armen Sari and Billy Schmid with you on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's the Huddle, 1070 AM Madison, 920 AM Milwaukee. And now our friend Scott Dolphin joins us here, our halftime entertainment, as he does daily on the Huddle. Dolph, last night, the excitement for Brewers Nation in seeing Jacob Misiorowski back on the bump was short. It was curt. However, when you are dealing with an arm like that and that kind of velocity, they're going to be a little bit careful with it. But the bigger talker here today is the other starting pitcher, and Brewers fans wondering if there would be a return from one Freddy Peralta. My man, in his return last night, was far from great.
No, fastball Freddy just hasn't been himself this year. I just love the fact that you use the word curt, Billy.
Thank you.
Thank you. A good word,
Thank
Billy,
you.
to use.
It takes me back to Pulp Fiction with Mr. Wolf. Excuse me if I'm being curt.
I'm glad you pointed. That's exactly where I get it from. That's the only time that I think I've ever heard it utilized.
It's a great word.
And well, Dolph, I got to level up when I'm in the conversation. It's just one-on-one, mano-a-mano with Armen, because he's going to Webster me a couple.
He is a
times.
wordsmith.
And there's multiple moments when he's going in on an essay where I do just type in the word just to see how
done that,
how it was utilized.
Sure.
And most of the time I feel bad because I then spoil the momentum by just saying, like, damn, I don't know how you knocked that usage out of the park of some random word that I've never heard of and I misspelled 3 times typing into Google.
I don't know what it is. I don't have many talents, but I guess knowing weird words is one of them. I don't know. Maybe it's all.
I don't even know that they're weird. They're just excellent words.
Thank you.
Words.
I appreciate it. I don't know. I did get second place at Battle of the Books in elementary school.
I believe that.
Got that trophy on the wall still. So
yeah, I believe that. My wife's a school teacher and has been for a long time, and I usually will refer to her when we're watching some TV or movie. And I'll say, "What does that mean?" And she'll pop it off the top of her head. I just wish I had that $1 million vocabulary,
Yeah, and I always wish that I was wittier, right? Like I always wish I was quicker at being able to think it on the feet, right?
Pretty witty.
Well, I appreciate it, guys. I think about it a lot more like 30 or 40 seconds later.
Oh, like
it's
George?
almost like I'm on tape delay, where all of a sudden then you can think of something a little bit better, so you just need time to buy.
Like George and Jerk Store. Sorry, that's a Seinfeld reference, Billy, if you don't know it, but
I figured out when it was George.
Well,
again, there's the good context clues of it.
I know you don't always like when I only make Seinfeld references. That's the thing. I'm good at words, but I'm only good at referencing one show or movie, and the one is Seinfeld, so that's it.
No, not Family Guy or any of that stuff, huh?
I mean, I know some of them, but I'm not an expert like I am with that.
Right.
One. Yeah, but when you think of that comeback on the way home, man, does that hurt? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's always the worst. Why didn't I say that?
Yeah.
That would have been better.
And then you have that imaginary argument with that person in your head. And that always
Figure
makes
out
you
how
feel
it would have
better.
played out and then try to roll through it.
You vent a little bit.
Now, last night they were also celebrating Hank Aaron's 755th home run, the 50th anniversary of it. And Dolph, there's not many people that will ever have the longevity and the impact on their sport like Henry Aaron did. I don't know that anybody will hopefully ever go through what he ended up doing in the midst of his chase for the home run record. But it's a remarkable story to still be able to tell. And it's awesome that they were able to last night for folks like me who, I mean, long before I was around, he took his last swing.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I couldn't help but want to eat up more conversation about the home run king actually being a Milwaukee guy. That was a cool thing to be able to hear last night.
Pretty amazing. Not only the fact that his glory days were here and he brought this city our only World Series championship in the late 1950s, but the fact that he told Bud Selig, I wouldn't trade for me. I've only got a couple years left. I'm well past my prime. And awesome. Bud saw past that and said,
no.
You're so important to this city and what you've done for us baseball wise and otherwise for the community. And so back he and his wife Billy came to our city in 1975, and that home run, we talked about it briefly last week. I love the fact that it's just a random parking spot.
Yes,
in reserve parking, and there it is. There's the plaque where that ball landed, which was in a seat at the time, an empty seat, by the way, because it was a night. What was there, 10,000 people?
I was gonna say 10,000 people in the crowd.
That's the other factor of this, and it was obviously great, bring me back and stuff. But it was the Brewers in the 70s, and they wanted to put some butts in the seats. They had like, well, we're bringing Hank Aaron home. But he had some pretty good years. I think it's it's overstated how much it was the end of his career, this and that. Pretty good numbers for a lot of hitters to do it at that age.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love the story that BA and Rock were telling last night about the 755th home run, where Robin Yount showed up in a beat up old car that they presented to him. I guess they gave him gifts for every home run because every one set the new record all time.
That was the thing. And they were like kind of gag gifts.
They kind of
They
were.
were gag
Yeah,
gifts.
Jerry Augustine was telling the story as well. So they show up in this beat up old car, and it had, they had spray painted like 755 home runs. But on the back of it, they put all his strikeout stats, where there are a lot of them over the years. Obviously, when you play 20 some years. So, he had a lot of fun his last couple of years.
How about
in Milwaukee.
that? How about that goofy, rascally young kid, Robin Young, in the clubhouse doing that? In
The kid.
Well, that's also impressive. That's impressive at that age.
19 or whatever he was.
Be one of the guys that's going to help instigate some of the gifts. Generally speaking, you're sitting on the back end being like, all right, I'm going to let you guys go and handle this one and make fun of the home run.
I don't remember a lot of Hank Aaron playing. I remember the big deal when he broke Babe Ruth's record in Atlanta, and you see young Craig Sager running with him with a microphone around the bases to home plate.
With an incredible jacket on.
I know, of course.
You knew it.
Those jackets. I mean, even he was even coming correct with the drip and the jacket.
He knew it early,
Absolutely.
dude.
The amazing thing, and this got brought to light when Bonds and McGuire were doing their thing, and his record was going to fall. The fact that he didn't hit over, what was it, Armen? You got the stats. He didn't hit over, did he not hit over 40 home runs in a season?
Hank Aaron's highest number of home runs was 45.
45, so he never hit over 50.
Never hit 50.
No, I'm sorry. I shortchanged him. He had 47 in Atlanta one year.
Okay.
But he had 45.
At 37 years old.
Yeah. But he also had years of 44.
667.
He had 4 years of 44. So he was remarkably consistent at a certain level. He wasn't one of these spike guys that, you look at career numbers and the Jaws and the 8-year spike when they look at Hall of Fame register. These are all analytics and stuff, stats. He wasn't one of these guys that only had like a 7-year peak WAR. He was super consistent for like 20 years.
Incredible.
30, 40 homers a year. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to give you this. I mean, it's so hard to do.
And he wasn't a guy that, was going to strike out 100 times every single year. Yeah. Billy mentioned 667 slugging. That was kind of average for him. He was just doing that every single year, starting when he was a young man.
And here's the other thing. A guy that hit that many home runs was not just a power guy.
Mm-hmm.
You think of Cecil and those guys?
He
had 3,700 home runs.
Hits?
Sorry. 3,771 career hits. Can you think about that for a second? This man was almost at a 4,000 hit man, and he wasn't some, compiler like Pete Rose either. I mean, he was legit.
Think about his MVP year in 57.
I mean, this guy had won
44 bombs, 132 driven in, and 118 runs, all led baseball. 332 or 322 batting average, 378 on base, 600 slugging percentage,
nasty,
and 369 total bases. Jeez. I mean, that's just remarkable. He also added in 27 doubles, and that was one of the times when he wasn't stealing bases, because later into his career he started stealing 15 to 20.
Yeah.
He had 31 steals in a year when he also hit 44 bombs.
Let me just add this wrinkle to my game.
That's remarkable stuff of just the sheer baseball player and competitiveness. That's an awesome story to continue to tell.
And you said his MVP year, he should have had more. And I want to ask.
It's wild that he only won one.
Well,
yeah.
I wanted to ask Drew when I get a chance this, but I don't know if there was something to do with some bias in voting back then, or maybe some people, there was a lot going on with the racial stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He could have had a lot more MVP years. He had multiple years of 7, 8, 9 WAR, which now would give you. Now there's a lot of great players back then. I haven't gone through each one of these votings. He was top 3 multiple times. He had over 1,000 OPS 4 times. I want to say
it's ridiculous.
And here's one for you. You want to go crazy? All right, you want to get crazy?
You want to get nuts?
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts, as George Costanza would say. I'm going to give you a number: 25-time All-Star.
Wow.
25. Now, you might say, how did that happen, right?
He only played 22 years.
They were
23 years.
They used to have multiple All-Star games in some years.
Oh, okay.
Now, you find me another guy that's going to make 25 All-Star games, okay? Now, that's just absolutely incredible. So, a career that is nearly unmatched by anybody. We talk about the greatest of all time, and you can have these debates in baseball. It's an old game. It's a long game. Babe Ruth is Babe Ruth, and we can have all these debates. But you would be hard-pressed to find anyone besides Hank Aaron to put in that, he's right there in that neighborhood. I don't care. It might not be the best if you want to start splitting hairs, but this man had 143 career WAR. Jeter had half of that.
Yeah.
Now, and then that's not taking anything away from Jeter.
Right.
That's just showing
also
you how.
played one of the most important defensive positions.
That's
too.
another
That
thing.
would generally help you get that.
Good point. So just an incredible career, and we should speak his name as much as possible.
And the fact that you just mentioned maybe there was some bias there, Armen. Think about when he broke in the early 1950s. You're not too far removed from Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in what, 47?
Big thing. That was a big thing.
And the
fact
fact
that
that
abuse during when he broke the record, a lot of people.
Oh yeah,
him, obviously.
Death threats and everything. Absolutely, and it's kind of a shame they only won one World Series with that incredible team in 1957, but they took down the mighty Yankees, which had, think about those teams and how many championships they won, and the Braves got them in 57, and we're back again in 58.
Almost went
right
back
on
to
the
back.
doorstep again.
Yeah, actually, unfortunately, we're up 3-1 in that series. So unfortunately, lost their chance at back-to-back. We don't talk about that year, you know.
Bon and sane and pray for rain, they'd say with those.
Do we have any? Do we have any video of that one? Have you ever went back and watched any or listened to that game, Armen?
There's newsreel. Are you talking about from 58?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't deal with 58. I don't pay attention.
What
to
about 57?
57, yes.
You don't worry about game 4 when you go up 3-1.
We only remember the good things, Billy.
Okay.
Yesterday we celebrated the Bucks 5-year
Wait a second. We talked about.
Don't think about 2018. Okay.
We talked about that we were always going to have game 5 when the Bucks beat the Pacers. Sure, they got bounced on game 6, but you remember that moment. You remember those times.
Right, like the generational. What did I say?
You called it a generational win.
The Cubs win last year. No, I mean those. Listen, we don't have the memories living it, but I'm sure they won the pennant in 58. I'm sure it was great. They probably had, unfortunately, history didn't remember that one as much because of, the Brewers beat the Yankees in game 7 in 57. They lost in game 7 in 58, but they did have a lead in that. I don't really know. No. I'm not watching the 2004.
Armen, what about 70? Was it 74 Marquette?
Sorry.
1974.
Marquette 74. Yeah, although that was an interesting one because, I don't want to spend too much
make
time
sure we do. Come on now.
Well, Marquette did lose the final in 74, but a lot of people looked at the semifinal back then as the championship because it was the two favorites were UCLA and NC State.
Right.
So Marquette got to the final, although a lot of people didn't. Although I thought they got screwed because Al got 2 technicals in that game.
It's incredible.
On 2 of the worst calls you will ever see in the history of sports. Now, I'm biased, and I don't know if the Marquette would have won anyway, but these are some bad calls. And we'll go over it.
Did you ever go watch that game?
Watch What's Available, which is like the highlight.
So there is a podcast that they do on the Bill Simmons Network, the Rewatchables. We need to do that with Armen just watching random games.
I lost my opportunity to watch. I mean, really, that would have been.
We need to have you go back
and him on camera with the split screen of the game.
Thank you, Dolph. And just like those, just crop him up into the corner in like the picture-in-picture box.
I love that.
And you freaking out, losing it, but talking through each moment and then pausing it,
and talking about it.
Do a quick 5 minutes on what the importance of this game was. Call back the 4 other ones, bring it right back. Exactly. I think there's big money in that.
Thank you.
We are a part of the world's largest podcast network on iHeartMedia. That could be your idea.
It's a hell of a point.
I love it. Now, what would be a catchy name?
The rewatching podcast with Armen.
We'd have to come up with something clever.
We're gonna figure it out. And you know who we're gonna ask? We're gonna ask your co-host Shannon, because I think if anybody is more creative in this building, I think Shannon's gonna help us.
I'm with you on that.
How about intimidated or filtered or
daunted?
Daunted. Because every podcast name is like undaunted,
unfiltered.
It's got to be an Armen word,
unplugged,
that you have to look up, Billy. It's got to be one of those words.
Yes,
that's got to be the name of the podcast. It's amazing when you look at stuff from.
You can just find so many good ones in there.
We're plugged in.
It's amazing when you look at that technology compared to today. We get so spoiled. Pause.
Rewound.
Pause.
That's good. That could be a good one too.
Rewind. Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Oh man.
All right, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just talking about when you look at the definition and when you watch those games and it's just crazy how far we come. We've become so spoiled with.
That's why I get excited. Most of the stuff, yes, people just will throw up the VHS quality on YouTube. I get excited when some of these guys find the broadcast quality to put up. We were just talking about that. Someone posted the NFC Championship game from '96, Billy.
There's a wild YouTube account that has the entire 1996 Packers season on YouTube with some Jim Irwin, Max McGee, and Larry McCarron Packers Radio Network calls.
Good video quality.
Really good.
Which is hard to find. I don't know how these guys get the broadcast quality.
That AstroTurf indoor-outdoor carpet at the Superdome really popped.
Oh, you could see it was
green.
Very, very bright.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It was a good look.
Guys with rug burns.
Imagine playing on that, Billy. You played on turf, didn't you? Some of these schools.
Not that kind of turf. Not that kind of turf.
But that's
Yeah, but the kind of turf that they have now is that really nice, like thin rubber kind.
So yeah,
not good enough for NFL players. Also shouldn't be. Like you could definitely worth it is the hashtag that the NFL players are using.
Do you think the fact that they brought in grass at Jets Giants Stadium, you think that'll give them an idea of, hey, maybe we should do this full time?
No, I don't.
I don't. This is going to cost too much and be too hard.
I think they should. Dolph, I think they won't. And if anything, I think it's a hell of a slap in the face that we would do it for a different event than our own players. Yeah. But it's one of those that there's also some real give and take to it. And I think the NFL now also knows what you want. And I think the all grass fields could come at a price. There's this 18th game the NFL really wants.
Oh, good point. So a little give and take?
I mean, this is how this goes. These are negotiations, and they're waiting until 2028. We're talking a lot about the CBA negotiations in baseball. The ones in the NFL will always be fun and contentious, and I think that's probably going to be the give for the take. And we'll see if it ends up playing out. On the way out, you see Aaron Rodgers' Instagram post last night? Posted another bonding week. #fam. Picture with his mom, picture with his dad, pictures with his brothers. It was a bonding moment for Aaron Rodgers.
That's a big deal, isn't it?
It's a huge deal to a lot of people that I don't think this is can go understated how important that was to so many people that Aaron wasn't talking to his family for a while. So apparently last night the reuniting happened. I don't know when, but
was his wife there? Was she in the photo?
We didn't see her.
Did not see the missus.
Luke was there.
Saw Luke. Saw the little ones. Saw his nieces and nephews. Saw a picture with mom and dad. It was really cool.
Who knows?
I didn't see Jordan.
Jordan was not. Now Jordan's been working.
Yeah, I was gonna say SEC media days are going on.
That's
Jordan's
true.
working.
I think they have waxy buildup still, him and Jordan, though, from what I remember of his reports. It might be wrong, but I don't know. That might be the last step.
Wow. Still, big deal.
It really was. It's a cool moment.
I don't think that was a story that a lot of people were invested in this time. Maybe that it sounds silly to some, but in Wisconsin, the fact that Aaron was not talking to his parents and
it's a big deal. Yeah, family's so important.
It was like the call your mom thing was like a big deal.
So. Oh yeah, and life's too short for it.
It is.
Life's too short to hold grudges and anger. I said and things like that.
It's too short because it's not going to happen forever. I said you're not going to not talk to him for you have
cool to be able to see and going into his final year in the NFL. Cool
totally.
That you tie up a lot of loose ends. So we'll talk about that coming up as well. Dolph, always appreciate it, brother. You're the best.
All right, fellas. See you tomorrow.
There he is, Scott Dolphin, FM 106.1's award-winning morning show. And Scott Dolphin is the reason why this building exists and dominates every single day is because of that flow that my man rocks.
That's right.
Here on FM 106.1 and joins us here on the YouTube stream, NX stream, and Facebook. And you get graced by his presence each and every day, as do we. We have a Who's Hot, Who's Not on the other side with our friends at Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling. It's The Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Who's hot, who's not? Brought to you by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling here on the Huddle. And Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, one of our favorite companies, local companies to be able to discuss because it's employee-owned. The people that are working there are the people that you deal with, and the people that are helping you, you're helping them. If you need to replace or just fix your furnace or air conditioner, be honest, air conditioner probably had a hell of a workout over the last week and a half. Might need a little tune-up, a little help. Go to the people that own the company, and don't go to some guy that tells you that they can do 5 different things on your house. Go to somebody that does heating and cooling. That's what Donovan Jorgensen does. They've been doing it for over 40 years. The best. They're our choice. They're largest employee-owned HVAC company in the state of Wisconsin. They're hardworking, honest Wisconsin people. You shop local for everything. Shop local for the people that are a part of your community. Help them with Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, DonovanJorgensen.com if you want more information, especially the information on their 60-month 0% interest deals going on select systems now. Who's hot? How about Caleb Durbin? I don't know that there is somebody that would be hotter, maybe Joey Ortiz over the last 7 days, to be able to hit a couple of bombs and one last night, a 3-run shot. But the Boston Red Sox just keep winning. There's too much winning. 14 straight dubs, including 2 mops, Armen. Now, I was unfamiliar with that term. I probably should have been more familiar with it. A 4-game sweep is a mop. They mopped the Yankees and Rays, the 2 teams that they're chasing in the AL East. Large portion of it's been Caleb Durbin. Now, he hit a game-winning in the 8th inning home run last night over the Green Monster in Boston, and he is now hitting a robust 236. But you got to think about where he started. I believe after 6 weeks, he was hitting like a $130. That might be an exaggeration.
It was a big story in Boston. Brutal. He probably felt like the loneliest.
He's got his OPS all the way up to 699. He's hit 10 homers, and 9 of them have come in his last 45 games.
And he's represented a resurgence for a team that has been resurging, basically. As you mentioned, 14 in a row. They're 3 above 500 now, and I think they're, 6 back? If I want to say 5.
6 back of the division, and since
they're in a wild card spot.
I was going to say, since their run, they are now in a wild card spot if the season ended today.
Hey, plus 900, Billy. For the future in the American League East. Are you mad about that? For
them to win the division?
Yeah.
I am not taking it.
I'm not taking it, but I'm not mad about it. That's not a terrible. Okay.
Are you going to take it?
Wow. Probably.
Listen, I'm not mad about anybody losing their money.
I'm just saying, are they better? Or them or the Tigers at plus, I think 8? See, the Tigers I could see.
I like the Tigers more. Now, the Tigers have probably more work to do, like just from the number of games standpoint.
But I think it's a weaker division.
It's a definitely weaker division. I believe in the White Sox and Twins a lot less than the Yankees and Rays. So that would be where I would find a little bit more of the contention there. On the not category, the Miami Marlins. Brewers swept them over the weekend. They lose again last night. They've lost 7 straight games. And also not the Pirates and Yankees. Although you could say they were hot because they got into a good brouhaha last night. And a legit good little scrap. Generally, baseball meetings on the field have become very boring and mundane. This one, there was some spice to. They were hot. Both sides were fired up with each other. And the Pirates battling and trying to scrap for one of their spots. They take on the Bronx Bombers again. We got 1 more hour to play here on the Huddle. Stay with us. It's Armen. It's Billy. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. Freddie, we love you, but we still have to beat you.
And he sends that one in the air, left center field. Got some carry, and there is number one. Cooper Pratt is on the board. His first big league homer.
Ryan Anderson on the call on Brewers TV. Of course, Cooper Pratt got the gag silent treatment in the dugout when he returned from rounding the bases.
I was so amped up. I didn't care. I mean, it was cool. I was just so happy to get it out of the way. But yeah, it was cool.
A nice gesture by the fan who caught Cooper Pratt's first career home run ball. He tossed it down to the guys in the bullpen so Pratt could have the keepsake. Andrew Vaughn and Joey Ortiz also went deep. They run Freddy Peralta out of there in the sixth after he gave up 7 earned runs. The final score 8-3. Same two teams again tonight. Football news, the Packers signed Devonte Wyatt to a reported 3-year, $57 million extension. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you. You need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Diller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 dead. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to out to. Let's go out and keep the chase. From right, 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D-hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
We roll on with you, hour number 3 of the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. I'm Billy Schmid, Armen Sarian on the other side of the glass. We are sans Drew Olson this week. However, we will make it through. Dad is away. The kids will play. Our friend Gilbert said it. Dad's out.
now.
Dad's going. Let's party. Now,
up?
it doesn't mean that we're going to be stuffing beer bottles in the rafters. We're not going to be hiding the cans after. We're going to dispose of everything properly. We're going to keep everything clean. We're going to have a lot of fun because we're 50 days away from the kickoff of the NFL season. And last night, the Brewers got themselves what you might think is a modest, run-of-the-mill 8-3 dub over the New York Metropolitans. Au contraire, last night's win, coupled with the loss by the Los Angeles Dodgers, makes it at the 100-game mark. Milwaukee Brewers have the best record in Major League Baseball.
We are number one. We are the best. Let's go.
63-37.
All right, we can just call this thing right now. We're the best, number one. Put the banners up now. Let's
Get
go.
the President's Cup trophy out and enjoy it right out of the gates. Now,
Why not? Why not? Let's go.
the Brewers a year ago ended with baseball's best record and ended 4 games away from going to their second franchise's World Series. Now, they also ran into one of the greatest buzzsaws I think that the sport may have ever seen.
That was playing well at the time, too. All those
Correct.
pitchers,
Played their absolute best
Right.
4-game stretch in the midst of that run.
you didn't get a break on. All those
Somebody-
guys got Snell, Yamamoto, obviously. All those guys played their best, too.
I mean, I did kind of forget about it when last week the ESPYs happened and I saw who won best single game performance. Did you see who won that one? This guy named Shohei Ohtani. And
I missed that. That was the 3-homer deal.
3 homers. Oh, and by the way, I forgot that he also struck out 10 Brewers in the game.
Yeah.
And that was game 4 to go to the World Series. Yeah, the things happened, okay? We understand that. Now, into 2026, pinch me if you've heard it before, best start in franchise history. Now, this is different, though, than the best start through 50 games in franchise history that it felt like we were always going through in the 2016s, right? All of a sudden, rolling into 2014, the Brewers are off to their best start in the month of April of all time. And the staying power is different. The understanding what it takes to win in October, I think this organization has now started to learn. We'll see if they're able to put pen to paper and put it into practice and be able to get it done. However, last night you get Jacob Misiorowski back after 12 days down, 4 innings, not the sharpest Miz we've ever seen. Saw him touch 104, saw him cruising Armen right around 98, 99 on the velocity. And he had said it after the game, just didn't feel like he really had his legs underneath him quite yet. I think you're going to enjoy a lot more starts similar maybe to those stylings of Jacob Misiorowski on the way out. Or maybe I'm wrong, and maybe 65 pitches is the fewest he throws in a start. I think they slowly kind of build him through because you want to be careful with maybe your best weapon going into the most important 2 months.
Yeah, Pat Murphy's line I was looking for, but Pat Murphy's line was that he didn't quite have the consistent rhythm on his fastball because of, and then, yes, that's what Miz said was the legs, getting the legs back underneath him. I think they want to make sure they rebuild his stamina as they go forward, but he still found a way to be nasty. I mean, he still was touching 104, went to the breaking ball a lot more, which was working. He got outs. I would say I'm confident that if he needed to get more outs, he could have found a way to do it.
Oh, sure.
Maybe, it was just one of those situations where they want to make sure to maintain. And if he's not,
you were a 5-1 at the time. Another, and also I thought yesterday a part of it, not just the 3 bombs and the 8-9 hole hitters both going yard, and Cooper Pratt with his first major league homer, and Joey Ortiz going yard again, was the fact that you were able to get. My man Craig Yoho has pitched nicer as of late.
Clean outing for Craig Yoho.
Clean outing.
Love that.
And get Lance McCullers Jr. into a Brewers uniform in an advantageous position. Now, he gives up a couple there later into the ball game. But when you see a guy come over going into a new role, they need inning eaters. And that's not what that term used to mean, where it was a starter that throws a 4.5 ERA, but pitches 6 innings. That's you need somebody to come in for 3 innings and be able to bite off a chunk out of the game and maybe be a piggyback, maybe be an opener. But I think the familiarity for Lance McCullers and just trying to get himself into a rhythm of coming out, he spoke about it after the game, and Hunter has it. You can find it on our social media pages as well, where McCullers just said it. I leaned on a lot of guys back there. They have a lot of pitchers in the bullpen who have been starters previously. He mentioned Aaron Ashby specifically, Chad Patrick as well, but like how they change up their routine and rhythm, Armen, to be ready to go. And I thought Steve McGargy had a good question. He's like, does it change how you attack hitters? And McCullers, and not necessarily like in at bat, but it's more of how I get myself prepared for it. And when you can get the guy in an 8-1 game into an unfamiliar role, that's the best time to be able to do it.
Yeah, he talked a little bit also just about getting into the game and his efficiency as well. Here's what it sounded like from Lance.
Yeah, happy to, get out there and kind of just get into a game and kind of feel what it's like to, get up quick and, eat some innings. So felt good. Great team win. And move on to tomorrow, try to get another one. That Wayne did a great job with the pitch mix, and defense is excellent here, so can trust that. And had a nice first, nice second. Ran a little trouble in the third, but that happens, and got worked out of it, and put us in kept us in a good chance for GA to come finish up.
So there you go, a guy that's getting his feet wet, understanding it. I like the setup here.
Already got some nicknames. GA coming in to fill it, finish it up. Grant Anderson, again, electrifying. 16 pitches, 11 strikes, clean it up. The only thing that you can knock, I guess, from McCullers, I think he had like 7 out of his 12 hitters with first pitch strikes. That'll get better. He throws a lot of curveballs.
I think that's going to be
a lot of curveballs. It's fun to watch.
My theory is that's going to be a trend for him going forward. I think obviously once upon a time he had the power. I think they're going to have him try and mix up, be more creative as he gets through the stage of his career.
Well, and the one thing that, as we've talked about a lot throughout the day with Chris Hook potentially evaluating Freddy Peralta and what he could unlock and what you could try with there, with McCullers, there's something that he does very, very well. That's spin the curveball. Mm-hmm. And I think what you've watched the Brewers do a number of different times is just reemphasize and point to and have you hammer your strength, right? Do what you do best as much as possible. And then we'll live with the rest, right? Like do your thing, and then we'll be able to tweak it a little bit, but there's going to be some time probably before you ultimately see some of that.
Well, that was a big thing with Jose Quintana when he came over. That was a big, big thing. Was they totally changed the graph of what pitches he was using, and it was leaning heavier to the ones he was getting more outs on, which was the breaking stuff and the off-speed stuff. In that same vein, here's Lance talking about what he's learned from the Brewers since being here for a few days.
Not a lot that I didn't know before. You like I told you as the first day, as an opponent of teams, you watch, especially being in the dugout, and you grow respect for teams that play the game hard and play the game the right way, and we do that. The Brewers do that, so it's not hard to be a fan of them, and like I said, they've been awesome to me personally. So it's been a great few days.
Yeah, they play the right way for sure. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Well, in a pitcher, you have to enjoy the way they play.
Yes, absolutely.
When you're going to play that kind of defense, I'll feel a heck of a lot better.
Yeah, and I think it was a good development last night, getting Lance McCullers in, seeing what he can do. Now he can kind of ramp it up, kind of get his feet wet a little bit more, and see what kind of role he settles into going forward here as a Brewer. I think that's going to be an intriguing thing to follow.
Yeah, and also to see how the Brewers are able to piggyback it and get more, because I think they're going to look for some potentially more. And offensively, you get something last night. You get Cooper Pratt's first home run as a big leaguer. Buy or sell Tuesday. Armen, yes. Are you buying, as our friend Doug Russell said in the update there to start out the 7 o'clock hour, that it was the right, nice, great decision by the gentleman sitting in that, as you said, Associated Bank power alley in left field.
Let's do this.
Who got Cooper Pratt's first home run ball last night to simply flip it down to Charlie Green and company in the bullpen and make sure Cooper Pratt was able to have that memento quickly and without any negotiation or incident.
All right, I'm going to sell it a little bit because he didn't sell it. Now, I'm not saying I'm gonna harmonize this a little bit. I'm not saying he should have held on to it.
This is the perfect harmonizing subject, though. So go ahead, you run.
I'm not saying old boy should have held on to it, gone to Golden Auctions, tried to squeeze every dollar out of that, because I'm not sure that would have fetched it. You have to be realistic. On the Ohtani home run ball, it was probably, unless Cooper becomes a Hall of Famer, probably going to mean more to him than you in terms of what it's actually worth. But like you said, he flipped it right down there, right?
Quickly. Yeah. They said, hey, we need that ball. He goes, oh, all right, here you go. I got you.
He made some mistakes there. I think you're supposed to first get it authenticated, right? From like some sort of authenticator. And then you negotiate post-game with the team. I'm saying. So I'll buy that you give it back to Cooper because I think that's a nice gesture. It might mean more to him. I'm buying that. Remember the young boy that gave Yelich's cycle ball back to him and he had that moment forever? He got a bat. He signed a ball for him, got to meet his hero and stuff. I think, I don't know. This guy's not a kid, obviously. He's an old guy, older. Older guy.
I think middle-aged guy is a fair way of putting it. I think there's a little touch of gray in there.
Yeah, probably could have got something.
Probably not product.
From old Cooper other than just like, here, he can have it back. He probably could have got something. But you know what? Maybe I should sell the fact that it should matter more than just the satisfaction of being able to say, I'm going to be generous and just flip it right down. Give it back to Cooper. That ball means more to him than me. So if it were me, I might have tried to hold on to it to get a meeting with Cooper, get a handshake, maybe get a little jersey or a ball or a bat or something, and then give it back to him. So I'll half sell it. Does that make sense?
1,000%, because what it does say is you sell, right? Because he does the very, very nice thing right out of the gates, handed down.
Which I would have done eventually, but not right away.
You're spot on.
Yeah.
There's no reason why I'm going home with said baseball. That ball is going to end up in Cooper Pratt's hand during the night. I think from my vantage point, if I was that guy, I think I would, again, this is going to be main character syndrome.
Sure.
I'd like to hand it to him. I'd like to be the one to be able to say, congratulations, man. This is awesome. We're excited for everything you're going to do in the future. Congratulations.
Because that's an experience. It's like seeing Mickey for the first time when you're a young kid. Going to Disney. I can show you a picture of Mickey. You can send him the ears, but don't you want to meet him yourself?
I'd like to meet him now.
Congratulations, Cooper. Good luck.
And in the process, if you want to walk out with maybe, I don't know, signed bat, I think that would be a nice thing to add in there.
I'll be honest with you. You didn't even get a picture with him. That would have been nice.
That'd be cool. That'd be a cool one. Have a picture with him. Put that up in the rec room. A picture of you, because there's clearly the picture of my man on TV with the baseball. You could go side by side in the rec room of you with the baseball, and then after the game, the picture of you guys posing and him holding the ball. That'd be a cool one to be able to have.
That's part of the story. It's not about getting money or getting stuff. It's like that's part of the story. Is like, so Grandpa, what happened when you caught it? Well, they took me down there. I told him I got his ball, and then a guy took me down to the clubhouse. I got to go in the clubhouse. I got to walk around where the players walk around. Then I got to
They're
meet
not
Cooper.
going that far. They're going to come out to you. But I like the story.
Well,
yes.
you never know.
It's a fish story. It's going to grow. At some
story.
point, you're going to sit at the breakfast table with them. I get what you're saying.
Tell the story of the kids. Then we took a picture together. Then he said thanks. And, he talked about, I said good luck to him. And he talked about it. And then he became a Hall of Famer. Like, you never know what'll happen, So I think he was a little excited to do it for him. It was sort of like, we were just talking about the guy in St. Louis, my man that's now a public defender. 20 years ago, he gave the ball to, or years ago, he gave the ball to McGuire right away. You can wait a little bit, but I thought it was a cool gesture that he eventually made sure Cooper got the ball, which is the way it should be, right?
Well, and not even eventually. I mean, again, right away. I think the funniest part is if you're watching on Brewers TV, they're going through it. They just do the celebration. Actually, they hadn't even done the celebration. They're still giving Pratt the silent treatment, and you see Jason Schauger, the equipment man of the Stars, book it out the back of the tunnel. He's like, all right, I'm on it, running out there to go and figure it out. Now, maybe, I don't know, maybe if my man is listening who caught the ball last night, you could hit us up at 877-794-1973. Did they throw him a ball from the bullpen?
Oh, that would be nice.
Did maybe Trevor McGill say, hey, hold on, give me a pen?
Yeah.
Hey, Abner, come on. Why don't you sign that thing real quick?
Get the bullpen catcher.
Give a couple
jersey.
of guys in there and throw them up there.
Something
nice.
Bullpen
catcher just got married this past weekend. That'd be a nice memento to have.
I didn't know that.
They put a video of it. You were at the game on Saturday. I think they showed it on Saturday on the broadcast.
I didn't see. Okay, on the broadcast.
Right, like you could find some things. I would definitely want something
cool,
because I am selfish. Right, like I'm going to be honest in this situation.
Yeah,
I would want to find something.
Also, I don't catch a home run ball every day. If I'm catching a home
I've actually
run
never
ball,
caught one.
I've never done it.
Yeah,
So
I've
that's
caught
my
a couple
point.
of foul balls.
Yeah, I've
dropped a foul ball pretty cleanly.
I never got one. So it's like, if I'm going to have that experience, I kind of want to, if I'm just going to give it right back, it'd be cool to do something.
I do think, and I thought about this on the couch last night, the first initial ask is like, hey, can I get these seats for game 1 of the playoffs and hand it back to him?
Can I get some tickets? Yeah, absolutely.
And not for a Tuesday in August.
I got you. I don't want the
I want game 1 of the divisional series, this exact seat.
You don't want the pick and save tickets, the fan appreciation tickets, Tuesday nights and
no,
Wednesday
right,
nights.
and we love Quick Trip. I don't want the free come on back rewards points tickets.
The Wednesday night terrace level
let me see this. Let me see this food and beverage minimum for the playoffs maybe wiped off, and I'll sit here in the Liney's barrel yard seat.
Give Billy a cop.
I'd be trying to find something to get me back, especially into the postseason. Because again, that's the kind of confidence I have in this baseball team.
No, I'm with you.
You guys are going to the playoffs. Game 1 of the divisional series. I'm not even worried about that wild card round. No one's doing that first 3-game series. We're getting a bye. We're getting a 5-gamer. It's going to be here. Let me be here for game 1. And I wonder where they go with that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an easy one to have. Would you take game 1 of if you got
I think so.
Game 1 of the playoffs, would you do that rather than hand it to him and congratulate him?
Well, I would definitely take playoff tickets. I mean, and some people aren't collectors. Like, I'm not really into the bats and the balls as much. I mean, I'd take it, but I'm kind of outgrown that a little bit in terms of I don't have a huge collection, so I'd probably take tickets. I'd take the experience.
877-794-1973. Tommy in Sun Prairie. I'm with you, Armen. Even just asking if I can hand the ball to Cooper, congratulate him, get a picture, especially if you're with your kid. Now, that's a great point, Tommy.
That's the big one.
That's a cool one if you're with the youngster.
Now, I don't know that he was with any kids. I didn't see him.
With him. But you personally, if you're there with Lena and all of a sudden you guys get to go down there and take a picture.
Take a picture. Because that lasts you forever. And I think it'd be cool to experience what the whole process is. Because I only know this because of Darren Rebell. It's kind of dorky. But one thing he's good at, he does the whole understanding the commodity thing. So I think you have to find an authenticator, or you have to ask for one to come authenticate the ball.
Well, because they have one right in the well in between the clubhouse. They're there. Yeah.
So I think experiencing that whole process would be fun, and just saying, hey, this is the ball. I'd like to give it to Cooper. Can you bring me down there and all that stuff? And you get the whole experience. That would be pretty cool. Dustin, trade the ball for a game-worn cleat or the bat used to hit it. See, I'd rather have a bat than a cleat. I don't need someone's used shoe. What am I going to do with a shoe?
That's fair.
Put it on the shelf? I'm not putting a dirty shoe on the shelf.
Cleat.
That doesn't do it for me, the cleat. It doesn't.
A cleat is probably...
Sneaker, maybe.
I was going to say it's
Right?
different when it's a basketball shoe.
Yeah.
Cleat would be a cool one to show. Like that would be an interesting, that's a one, not one of one, actually one of two.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
But it would be a unique one to have. Now the bat, I don't know, as a Brewer fan, I'm trying to take that bat out of his hand.
No, I want
A
to
man went 3 for 4 last night.
You can give me a different bat.
If anything, I'm trying to make sure that you have 20 of those bats.
You give me a different bat. You stick with that bat.
Whatever the stock one that you can find in the back, I'll take that.
Well, there's plenty of them. Yeah, or maybe a broken bat.
877-794-1973. Aaron in Carolina said, Hall of Famer? Damn. Armen, that happened fast.
Well,
we're not saying for sure.
We're
Just
manifesting.
saying, if indeed all of a sudden become a Hall of Famer, it's a heck of a story to tell when he's sitting there doing his speech.
I want to manifest that. That's all I'm trying to say. We're trying to manifest.
Our friend Only Phil
Yep.
said, morning, boys. Great show as usual. Thank you, Phil. What do
Thank
you
you.
think the chances are that the Brewers would reach back out to a fan that caught the ball today?
High.
They feel like a club. I feel like they feel like a club that would do that.
Well, I think they would, but it's not that. It's also that it's 2026. And these days that happens a lot because of social media.
Oh, fair.
There's going
That's
to be
true.
a big thing. If people get started on social media, hey,
a good
everybody,
point.
this was, Jerry from wherever, and this is the guy that gave it back. Come on, Brewers, come on. And because of the whole PR, what they'll do from social media, that's usually how this stuff happens. So I'll be honest with you, I think that's pretty high. If he wants to, if he gets enough people to bang the drum, they'll probably approach Cooper. Cooper's a rookie. What's he going to say? No. I'd be 100% shocked if Cooper refused to have a meeting with the guy and sign something for him. Like, yeah, I think that's a pretty likely thing. To be
Oh,
quite
sure.
honest with
He
you.
could there could very easily be a couple of tickets coming and maybe hey, I don't know, maybe an early entrance and you get to watch some batting practice and that's where the meeting happens.
Yeah,
Sure.
stuff like that. Maybe a little lanyard situation on the field before the game.
Yeah,
Hey,
listen, they got that little box right behind home plate, right on the dirt where they got people watching batting practice. That would be a good one. You're right. Power of the internet will do it.
Oh, definitely. And it's been doing it these days.
And it won't just be some random GoFundMe.
No, exactly. No, I agree. Matt Sussex is all over you, Billy. You got to upgrade the quick trip tickets, sat the fam of 5 in the bleachers for $25 total.
All right, that's genius.
Well, that's good. And he said,
That's a heck of a good hack right
Get your
there.
voucher and just select a different area than terrace, and there's just an upcharge.
Beautiful. Okay, Matt.
I
All
like
right.
that. I thought he meant like the type of upcharge upgrade that I do, which is you just sneak into the section and try. That's the Armen upgrade. You ever had that upgrade? That's a free upgrade. I don't know if you guys ever.
That is my favorite upgrade. Yeah,
Nah,
that's true. That is a good one. Now, buy or sell Tuesday.
Just saying,
Armen just sneaking things into sections at American Family Field. Are you buying or selling if your wife asks to get a beer at the Brewers game, but
Okay.
you're in the family section?
Okay, I'm bringing that bump down.
What do you
because
say?
We're not in this section now. We were thinking about. Okay, now we were going to do this yesterday. Okay, so we'll do it today. Buy or sell Tuesday.
We can do it on the other side of the break
Should
too.
we? Okay,
If
we'll
you
tease
want
this.
to, I want you to know. Do we got to stay on time, or can we fire this in here fire this
Well,
in
we
now?
don't really have to.
I think we should wait. I think we should wait a second.
Wait till this across the break.
We'll set the table.
Buy or sell? I'm just gonna put it this way. Do you let your wife break the rules? That's what this is about. You can frame it any way you want. This is how I'm gonna frame it. Do you let your wife break the rules of American Family Field? That's all I'm
I
gonna
like the word let. I like the phrase
Okay,
let
let's
your
wrong.
wife.
Let's wrong. Let
I
is
like
wrong.
the phrase let your
Let-
wife.
I don't
I'm
like
just
the
gonna
connotation.
text that one to Lara and see how that one
I don't like
plays.
the connotation. You're right. I should have said it. Okay. Do you condone? Do you condone your wife breaking the rules?
Or
'Cause you're
will you
right.
just break the rules with her? I mean, you took a vow.
I mean, you're right. I mean,
death
this is,
do us part.
I mean, this is Bonnie and Clyde. This is about your ride or die. I mean, you might be right. You know?
877-794-1973. There's 2 sections in Family Field that would not have approved of the question that Armen was asked by his lovely bride a couple of days ago. We'll ask that one on the other side and talk a little bit more about Devonte Wyatt's payday. $20 million guaranteed, 3 years, $57 million. I'm buying that. It's good potential news on one other Green Bay Packer. We'll get into that one coming up as well. It is a buy or sell Tuesday. It's a beautiful one. It's a victorious buy or sell Tuesday. That's Armen. I'm Billy. It's Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 1070 AM Madison, 920 AM Milwaukee. That's Armen Sarian. He's at Armen Sarian once again on Twitter. I'm Billy Schmid. You can find me at Bill Schmid Radio. Our friend Drew Olson off this week. He'll rejoin us coming up next week. And next week, we will fire up some great training camp coverage of the Green Bay Packers live from Green Bay daily. More on that coming up tomorrow. More on that announcement coming up tomorrow as we are 1 week away from a very exciting edition here on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Talking right now after the Brewers 8-3 win last night, Cooper Pratt hits his first career home run. What would you do if you were my man that got the home run? Now, it bounced kind of out right through the bullpen. Now, folks in the bullpen might be a little bit miffed at themselves that nobody caught that thing on the fly.
Well, they missed it. Someone should have got that ball on the
You
fly,
would have thought somebody would have been able to. Now, it is second or third inning. Probably nobody even with their glove on.
Yeah, but it was kind of a looper. It wasn't like a line drive. Like Joey's was a line drive.
No, Armen. I appreciate what you're doing. There's no chance that I want any of those guys trying to barehand a home run ball.
No, not barehand, but
I don't care if that thing is coming in like
about like
Henry Rowan Gardner's mom throwing the loft pitch
I got you.
in Rookie of the Year.
All right, so you're right.
Those hands are too important.
No one's got the glove on.
But if somebody had the glove, I would have thought somebody would have mitted that thing. Instead, it ended up in the mitts of a fan. What would you do if those were your mitts? If you were the one that grabbed that home run ball, 877-794-1973, Jeffrey in Milwaukee said, I think that I would ask to at least meet Cooper Pratt, give him the ball, and see if I could get an authentic Brewers jersey without a name on the back, or if they wanted to, Pratt's name and number.
I like how he's got
I like where you go right away. Maybe I'll do a separate request. I'd do the authentic jersey. Don't put any name on the back. I'm not tied to any player. I'm tied to the team.
You want a full blank one or you want a number two? Because I mean,
no, I think you said without a name on the back. So maybe just his favorite number. That's fair.
See, now there, I want the Pratt thing because it notifies, that was the guy that hit it. That's the exchange. That's the piece of history that tells you whose ball you caught. And I don't know. That's okay. That's what he wants, though. I mean,
I'm with you on that. Like, if I'm going to get a jersey, I'd want it to be a Cooper Pratt jersey. If that
and it'd be a cool one. I mean, future star, we hope. I mean, it's not like you're getting a...
Well, he's going to be here for a while.
Right. That's what I mean.
You know, at least you're going to get a good run out of that number 12 jersey. It's not like when you bought a number 12 Hunter Renfroe jersey and all of a sudden he was gone in 120 games.
It's not like a Braden Shoemake jersey or something.
Wow. You don't think Braden Shoemake's here for the long haul?
No, I don't. Well, I'm just saying, it's not like a Tony Graffinino.
That's fair.
Trying to think of some good refs. It's not a Jody Garrett jersey.
Yeah, you're not all of a sudden finding a Hector Gomez jersey. 877-794-1973. All right. I also, before the break, asked, and we asked the question,
all right,
would you willingly, or Armen said I would say be complicit in.
Let's the wrong way to say it. I admit that.
Turn the other cheek or support even. Maybe give an attaboy and encouragement to your significant other, your wife, if she was going to break the rules. Now, Armen, can you set the stage?
Yeah, no
for
problem.
Where you guys were on Saturday at the Brewers game, enjoying a beautiful day with your lovely family.
Lovely late afternoon game. Brewers winning Saturday afternoon as the Brewers were coming back and beating the Marlins. Lovely day with my wife and little one, Lena, right? So we're all there in the family section. There's two, right? And
Coca-Cola family section, yes. First level and the terrace level, correct?
Terrace and club. We were in the club level.
Oh, okay, terrace and club level. Okay,
thanks to Ben Yount down the hall.
Heck
here.
Yeah, let's go.
Got Ben Yount's tickets. And it was great, you know. And she said, you know, I'm kind of in the mood for a beer. If he comes back, I'm going to get one. I said, okay, sounds good. And then I said, you know, I don't know. I'm just letting you know. I don't know if you're technically allowed to have one in this section because this is the Coca-Cola family section. Let me look that up.
And by that, you 1000% knew she was not allowed to.
Oh, I know.
Wanted to cushion it by saying, yeah, honey, I don't think you maybe can.
No.
You didn't want to come out and say, no, you can't do that.
Now, you know me. I'm not necessarily the most eager rule breaker. I don't like
and
getting
very
in trouble.
Unconfrontational.
No, I don't like getting in trouble.
You would rather be non-confrontational in any situation.
And you never know these days. They got AI. They got all kinds of flock cameras. You know, you never know. They can catch you drinking a beer in this section. Someone's going to catch us. That's what I was worried about. I was like, I don't care if you get in trouble, but I don't want to get in trouble. So just so you know, you can do what you want. I'm not going to tell you not to do it. Even, you know, but you might not be able to buy one in this section. I said, if the vendor comes back, which he ended up not coming back, but I said,
the vendors know not to go over there.
You could try and see if he sells it to you. Then I said, like, do you want me to buy a soda and a cup and put a beer in the cup? I mean, I was actually trying to help her a little bit with the different things. She's like, no, I don't.
You were going to make this a movie theater situation and just try to sneak it in the soda cup?
At first,
nobody's ever done that before.
Because at first I was like, you shouldn't do this. This is against the rules. Clearly states here on the Brewers team website that in the Coca-Cola family section, you cannot
Did you bring
have
up
a
the
beer.
doc?
I wanted to confirm because I said, I don't know. Maybe I should make sure. Of course, you are right, Billy. I didn't know. All right. So I said that, but then I felt kind of bad because you know what? This is my wife. I mean, for better or for worse, till death do us part. All these
for
things.
richer, for poor.
And I'm like, Armen, you're not willing to get in trouble with your wife, get moved out of that section just so she can enjoy a beer at the ball game.
Sneak a $13 beer at the ball game. I mean, it feels like the best time too.
Let me tell you, it was a beautiful day. I mean, the smoke had cleared.
Probably would have been a great day for a summer shandy.
It was just 82 magnificent degrees out there. Okay, the roof was open, and I'm like, would cold beer would taste good at the ball game. We're just about to, and I'm just thinking, roll out the barrels coming. But I said, it's against the rules, and I don't know if you're ready to get in trouble. Because I'm not. I'm like, I don't have to leave these seats, do I, with you? If they could kick us out, of course I would have. I'm not that stupid. But my point is this.
She also had the keys.
Was that wrong of me? Just not. And then I said, maybe I should try and find a way to get it for you. Then I did once say at one point, I'm like, well, you want to get one and drink it outside, drink it in the concourse. I probably shouldn't have said that because that was kind of, well, no, Armen, I don't want to drink it out there. I want to chug a beer and come in.
No, I don't want to slam a beer at the bar and then walk back.
Right. Like you're about to go inside and pregame for the game. No, I'm not trying to do that. And I wasn't, I was driving.
Just stand
the car.
above the section and then walk.
I said maybe I could have one. So listen, so is it wrong? I mean, technically it's against the rule. Is it wrong, buy or sell, to drink a beer in the family section when it would have been
it is wrong.
It would have been her one and only beer. Nobody would have been out of control. Obviously, we wouldn't have been unsafe or anything like that. I was going to drive. It wasn't like there wasn't going to be any belligerent situation. There was no two-fisted slopper. Trust me. Okay. It's not going to be my wife. Okay.
Pause. Now, Josh in the Falls.
That's a reference to the county stadium
correct.
Scoreboard. Yeah,
Josh in the Falls. God, I'm bad. Said, if my wife broke a rule like that, I would be so completely shocked that I'd give her a standing ovation. Only to draw too much attention from the ushers and probably get her in trouble. Then I'd have to wait another 20 years for her to break another rule.
Right? I mean, come on. And she honestly.
I do believe Laura would potentially go. Now, I'm not saying Laura is a troublemaker,
like a fugitive.
However, I do believe that there's a good yin and yang in all relationships.
Okay.
I don't know that she's the full devil on your shoulder, but I do believe Laura maybe pushes you towards a little bit more. Being mischievous can be fun.
You hit it on the head right there.
Maybe she just gently nudges you towards more experimenting and experiencing,
pushing the boundaries, maybe.
Yeah, broaden your horizons a little bit.
Testing my limits.
Just like they said in Sandlot, get into trouble.
Well, the reality,
maybe not too much, but just a little bit, a safe amount of trouble.
And the reality is, it's a sliding scale. I'm so far on one end of it that just to pull me a little bit to the side doesn't still mean you're getting in trouble. It just means
which would mean like throwing a beer can in the trash.
Stuff like
and
that.
Not properly recycling it.
Stuff like that. Like not fully 100% of the time to the letter of the law, constitutionally.
Potentially driving 29 in a 25.
So even if pulling me back a little bit, like, it'd be okay. I think we got away with this one. I don't know. Now, deep down what it really came down to deep down, Billy, is we didn't have to buy a $12 beer. So I was okay.
Well, that's fair. I was going to say, I know that might have been irking you more, but man. I was having a great visual in my mind of you battling with the two inner demons of one, breaking the rules, knowing people in the Coca-Cola family section in the 300 level, which is a smaller Coca-Cola family section.
It's a small
little
one.
More intimate.
It's more.
Everybody sees what you're bringing in.
Oh, I think in Terrace you could get away
and
with
everybody would be watching you.
Yeah.
Everybody know what you're doing.
Also, like
they might hit you with a little side eye when you go and sit down there in row 3 of that family section, holding a Liney's summer shandy. Now, you also say there's some lemonade in here.
Oh, you
Not
absolutely
the
could.
worst thing you could be having. It's not like I'm sitting here drinking a Jack and Coke, but
I think if Laura was walking through the concourse with that, entering the Stadium Bowl, I don't think she'd get any side eye. I don't think any ushers looking at her and saying this is the troublemaker. So that might have been to her advantage as well. Also, you could always, ignorance is bliss. It's the defense argument.
I really apologize. I'm sorry.
I had no idea.
I did not know.
I got these tickets from a friend, which all would have been true. She had no idea. until
Would have
I
been
brought
true.
it up.
You could have done that and probably gotten away with it. Or now next game that you know that you're in the Coca-Cola family section, maybe you just bring a brown paper bag.
There you go. Just brown bag it. Yeah, that's not obvious. Just brown bag it, man. Absolutely. We're putting that thing right in it. You know what? Why not just bring a 40? Can you brown bag a 40? What do you have there? Some malt liquor? Yeah, you know what?
I don't know, just an Old English.
Yeah, absolutely. We needed some Old English in there. So, okay. So what we came up with, just to conclude it, what we came up with is like, all right, if the beer guy comes back around, I'm going to get one. That was going to be it. She was going to go for it. Never came back around, so it was never an issue. But
how bad were you hoping that guy never walked by?
Oh, a little nervous. And it wasn't even about the $12 at that point. I was like, I don't want to get kicked out of here. We're in the club seats.
It's too good of a game. I don't want to leave.
Yeah.
Well, then you probably could have done your bleacher deal.
That would have been it
Went
right there.
Found some tickets in the second.
That worked out because you know what my thought was is like, well, we can't leave before the end of the game here because we were excited that it was like a 3:00 start.
Oh,
So
it's perfect the
timing.
honey hole with kids. No doubt about it. Yes.
Wouldn't interfere with nap time.
Mm-hmm.
But as you know, Billy, it didn't matter anyway because we watched the last two innings from the kids zone playground on Terrace.
Oh yeah, that's 100%.
That's all that really
That's
happened.
100% it.
Yeah.
The one in terrace level at least a little bit better airflow than the one on the first level.
It's also better
on
for
first level is hot and stuffy and tight.
It's also made for toddlers.
But fun, dude.
Yeah, it's
but
also
a lot of fun. There's a lot of good
it's
stuff.
better.
in there.
But when you go downstairs, those are bigger kids down there. It's a
Yeah,
little
that's
rougher.
true.
It's a little
100%.
rowdier. This one was made for toddlers.
You got my kid freaking out, running. Oh, I'm gonna run bases, then go on the
Yeah,
side.
he's all excited. Yeah, which is fine. Like I don't. My daughter's not scared. I'm just more nervous when I see these 9-year-olds.
Well, luckily she gets it from Laura.
Yeah, running
Luckily
around.
she gets her eagerness, aggressiveness, and fear and trepidation, fearlessness
She
from
says,
your
yeah,
wife. That's the side of the family that you wanted, bro.
Um,
877-794-1973.
Really quick, and Paul, did you get Laura jersey yet? Now we're waiting for the T-shirts. I didn't see one, unless I missed one.
Now maybe if you caught the Cooper Pratt home run ball,
Could have got one.
And as Jeffrey in Milwaukee said, what if you would have caught Cooper Pratt's home run and then asked for an authentic 18 Luis Lara jersey?
Now there we go.
They would have been really turned
And he
around.
would have been like, "Who, me? Someone wants my jersey."
877-794-1973. The barrister has heard a lot of content we've done on this show.
Yeah,
A lot of content. He said, okay, beer in the family section with Armen has to be one of the funniest bits I've ever heard.
Oh, that's got to be.
I'm glad that's big time approval. Barrister's heard a lot of stuff that we've said on this radio station and
I
on this
appreciate
radio
you,
show.
Barry. We love you. And listen, you would have seen me be nervous. I would have been nervous the rest of the way.
Yeah,
too,
seen you just dripping sweat, worried about it. Paulie, when I was under 21, so like 18 years ago in the family section of 238, the left field bleachers, they were gold and great seats back then. They really were. There also was that the Goodwill section where you could get like the half price bleacher seats.
Yes.
That was a good one too. But now also that Miller Lite deck looks pretty sweet.
So many nice
Looks
areas.
pretty sweet.
I mean, so many nice
I should take in the game from out there one of those times. Now those tables are pretty sweet ones to be able to go. I believe that one's free admission too. 877-794-1973. All right.
All right. That was good.
Now that probably could have been our wake and bake story of the day with Happy Place Hemp and happyplacehemp.com. However, it was too good to stay. Instead, we are going to find an even better one for you on the other side as we round third, head for home. Crazy how we're already to the end of the radio show on the other side. We've been having way too much fun. Well, more fun than humans ought to have when you're on a 4-game winning streak. Hard not to. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, and time for our Wake and Bake story of the day, brought to you by Happy Place Hemp and happyplacehemp.com. Go to happyplacehemp.com for all of your hemp Delta 8, Delta 9 gummy-related needs, THCA, as well as CBD products, happyplacehemp.com. Promo code HUDDLE gets you 25% off and free shipping every single time. Best deal that you're going to find around anywhere, and it's going to save you a bunch of money. And it's going to get shipped right to your door. You can also go and talk to the guys, Rob and Chris, over at Happy Place Hemp, and they will give you the full lowdown on everything you need to know. Any questions that you may have, they will be able to answer right there. Now, the Wake and Bake story of the day actually was going to be just because of my man Armen Sarian sending me yesterday. We send different links back and forth to each other, stories and things like that.
Yeah.
Armen sent me a obituary yesterday, and I'm like, okay, hold on, what? What are you doing here? Now, the name of the individual that sadly had passed on was a man named Richard Porn. Then I realized why Armen gave me the name. You shorten Richard, and you think, okay, Dick Porn's a heck of a name to be rolling through with.
And it's become like a meme on the internet, right?
Oh, big time.
It's become a meme. Okay,
now
we know what's going on with
we hear this, and I giggle at the name, but then you click on Richard Porn from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, formerly of Chippewa Falls.
Mm-hmm.
And then you realize we may have lost one of the great American heroes of all time.
Yeah.
Now, my man Richard Porn lived a life. 86 years old, born on May 13th, 1938. Husband to his lovely wife, Carol, for 57 years before she sadly passed away in 2016. Father of 4 beautiful children. And a work ethic that started at an early age. He was a paper boy, bartended at the family-owned Chippewa Falls bar, The Mint, and rumor has it here, my man started serving locals at the ripe age of 12 years old.
Wow.
Passion didn't stop there. Then served our country, joining the Army National Guard in 1955. Honorably discharged in 1966. Active duty at Fort Lewis, Washington from 61 to 62. Proud member and proud of his service to his country. Great supporter of the American Legion, where he was a proud member in all of their functions. And at the age of 18, started a long, dedicated career as an optician, at Eau Claire Optical, Benson's Optical in Chippewa Valley, which spanned 70 years.
Wow.
Working 2 full days a week until the time of his passing, had so many loyal customers who valued his professionalism and great skills. Great colleague and mentor to so many. Now, my man was an absolute living legend. It sounds like he was a mainstay at a lot of great establishments. List off all the places that he may or may not have been the guy at. Dick and Carol would be the host of many gatherings, showers, graduations, birthday parties, Christmas Eves. Started a great tradition carried on by many other of having Santa and Mrs. Claus hand out gifts at Christmas.
What an amazing
This dude
life.
was amazing.
Amazing full life.
Found in the bleachers or in a lawn chair of all the kids and grandkids, games and sporting events. Also,
sang
karaoke.
Yeah.
Big supporter and loved Minocqua. And also was a proud and loyal member of Elks Lodge 402 in Eau Claire. Now, you see a name, and sometimes they say don't judge a book by its cover.
There you go.
Don't judge Dick Porn by the cover.
And
you see that name, and somebody would giggle. That is a true American hero, and he is our current electric superhero of the day. Richard Porn, you have lived an incredible life, and we are standing and honoring you for a heck of a life well lived. And Current Electric, call current.com. You want to keep your family safe, everything that you hold near and dear to your heart, and maybe put some extra money in your pocket with some solar panels. Go to callcurrent.com and get some information.
I just want you to think today, if you see that cross your timeline, and I know it's becoming shared a lot, and it's kind of a funny meme, and you're going to chuckle, just read the obituary and think.
You click on that and learn what my man just lived.
Think differently about this man's great life.
It's incredible man.
Rest in peace to him, to healing to his family, and
the entire Porn family.
Congratulations on a great man.
That is Armen Sarian right over there. I'm Billy Schmidt, and this has been The Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. We'll try to do it again tomorrow, and somehow, Armen, try to be better tomorrow, live at 5. Peace.